Hello everyone, welcome to another Combox Watchalong. I'm Varun and I'm joined by Shayan. So Jarrod currently is in a meeting, so he'll join us at some point in this near future. I don't know when that is. So obviously we've had a couple of balls. We have one run on the board so far. And then Jofra's bowling a nice tight line, and we just had another single. Also, Shayan, did you see the lineup that CSK is playing? What the hell is Jamie
Yeah,
Overton doing batting at 7 in a batting
yeah,
11?
it's exactly. It's quite confusing, isn't it?
Yeah, petrol
Uh,
sniffing
I'd
doofus is
s-
saying the same thing.
I didn't have short in my team either. I
I,
don't
I
know.
I expected him to play. I think I don't know if I had him because I think Brevis is injured, isn't he?
Oh yeah, Brevis is not there. Then I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Correct. He is injured. He's out injured. Yeah.
It's gonna move my iPad.
So we have Samson Gaikwad
Smooth.
Matre. That is fair. The short comes
Yeah.
in for Brevis, Dubey, Karthik Sharma. I would have thought they're still
Oh,
missing one more batter,
just
right?
full outside off, and then he misses it. Sanju looking a bit scratchy there. I think he's again 0 of 3 so far.
Yeah. Play
So
and a
Singer is
miss. That
asking,
one.
am I supporting CSK? I mean, I want, I'd like it. I'd be happy if they win, but I'm not a fan. Like I've been a bit dead inside since 2019 final.
I think that's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, not sure about. Not sure about why Prashant Veer is not playing. Last time I heard somewhere that he's not completely fit. Maybe that's why,
Hmm.
but not sure.
Who's it?
Yeah. No, this doesn't make any sense to me either because he can bat, right? He should be in the 11 in the first place. This can happen if one of like
Did you
Khalil or
see the
someone isn't
boundary?
in. No, I'm just
The
seeing it
edge?
now. Wait, just checking.
Yeah.
I think I missed that. Oof. Okay. Yeah. That didn't
140
swing,
clicks,
did it? That
bro.
looked like a straight ball to me.
Yeah, but 140 clicks and full.
Yeah.
Not even full actually. Bit closer to good, I guess. Somewhere around full good.
No,
It's
that's
not
definitely
very
not
full.
good.
Probably like 4
So
to 5 meters. This would be my guess. Just off the top of my head.
yeah, that is sports fair. That's definitely not good length.
Yeah.
It's an interesting strategy they're going for here, Jofra.
Yeah.
And then
Jofra
again
almost did
length
get
up the
Sanju
body
out
again.
in the T20 World Cup semi-final, if you remember. If not
Yes,
for
of course,
Brooks
the
dropping the
Brook
catch.
drop catch. I
Yeah.
think the
Like
comments were
imagine
very
how.
upset with us. By the way, they were
Sorry?
like, "Well, you guys are talking about that drop catch too much." I'm like, "Of course, when a team loses by 6 runs and one guy makes like 60 runs after being dropped, how is that not? How shouldn't we talk about it, right?"
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the first over done. CSK have made 7, which is, I guess, fine. That's kind of what you'd expect in the first over of an IPL.
Yeah, I think that's fine. What do you think about the Rajasthan team? They have a new player as well. They have Brijesh Sharma. Any thoughts on him?
I'm not sure actually. I assume Deshpande will play instead of him. That's what I was thinking. The rest of the lineup is kind of what we expected, I think.
But he's in there playing 12, isn't he? Brijesh Sharma.
No, he's in the 11, isn't he? It's the bowling team now, bro. And
Yeah.
Donovan, I think I assume they're only playing 3 overseas, so I assume Ferreira is going to be the impact sub for when they bat.
No, that would make sense, I think.
Yep.
And they have Jurel listed at 3 on the cricket 4 side, so that could be interesting, I think.
That's fun. So wait, what do
Yeah.
they have?
What
Do they
about the
have
playing
Jurel
lineup?
3, Parag
Yeah.
4?
Yeah, they have Jurel 3, Parag 4, and Hetmeyer 5. Well, what about the one
Hmm.
they showed on the broadcast? I think you took a
I
screenshot
think
of
it's
that, no?
similar. No. I think Rob sent it to us. One sec, I'll just find it. Uno minuto. So yeah, they had Jurel 4, same as what you said. Jurel 3, Parag 4, Hetmaya 5, Jadeja 6. Yeah, so
That's
that's
a good start from
interesting.
Nandre Berger. That was a good ball.
Yeah.
136 clicks.
Hmm. Just checking it again. Yep. Nice. Keeping it side. We haven't seen a lot of swing
Yeah.
yet, have we?
Yeah, I don't think
From
so.
what I can see.
It doesn't appear to have
Right?
swung a whole lot.
Yeah. I don't know if are they even trying to swing it? That's the other thing. Like Joffre's not
Also,
a
the
big
other thing,
swinger.
I'm now very curious about Brejesh because, when are they going to bowl him? Is he going to be like a first change bowler the way Abhinandan was,
I
perhaps, the other
believe
game?
so. Yeah. Again, a tight line again for the second time in a row. Yeah,
He
that
did have
seems
a
to be
good
a plan by
Bengal Pro
Berger.
T20 League performance. the
Mm,
last time.
yeah. So we have a
Also, we
interesting
were talking
question
about
from
this,
Shay.
right, Varun, when CSK for this opening pair,
Okay.
right, Samson and Gaikwad, and how
Mm-hmm.
the big issue with this is that both of them struggle with the good length against pace. So in theory,
Yes.
that should make things a bit easier for Rajasthan if they can pull off that. And so far, it looks like they've bowled well. I don't think they've been too off their line and lengths.
I think we just had a boundary.
I
I think I missed it. Yeah. Literally on cue there, Shayan.
suppose so.
So
That was a
Ayush has
bad
an
line, bro.
interesting.
That was also a
Yeah,
bad
I did.
line.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a leg bias. We had four
You
leg
took a
bias.
comment
We
before this, no? I couldn't see that. Sorry.
no, I think it was this was the one trying to open up. So yeah, I think he just again bit too leg side from Burger right
Yeah.
there. Like again, yeah. He should be expecting better. So Ayush has an interesting question. Shouldn't Matre be opening instead of Rutu as he's more aggressive? The answer to that question is
Exactly.
probably yes.
Yeah.
Uh, what do you call it? So I think what the reasoning we've gotten is Matre himself has asked to move down because he doesn't want to open. So that's one of the reasons I've heard.
Hmm.
I think Ashwin on the show was also saying that apparently Sanju and Matre have the same weakness, which again, like which I think, as I said before, it doesn't make any damn sense to me because I'm like, I think Samson and Ruturaj have the same weakness. So if anything,
Yeah.
like Ayush Matre is good versus the good length. So yeah, better
Yeah,
line.
and in
This
fact, I think with
this was a
Matre,
better
it's
line from
the
him.
fuller
Yeah.
lens that he struggles a bit with, doesn't he? When you
Yes.
look at the way that Cummins got him out, I think in the last IPL, I think that
Mm?
that is a line that is actually a length he struggles
Yeah,
more
it's the
with, and
jail
it
bros
was
today.
yeah, I
I
suppose
missed his
so.
line again. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
we should
missed
have
his
had
line again
Pratap
live.
also, bro, today.
We should have had Pratip today. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. Again, yeah.
again a bad
It
line,
seems to
bro.
be there seems to be a deliberate plan from both of them to kind of
Do you
target their
wonder if it's
body.
like the game against RCB where the game RCB SRH game where they were trying to bowl at that leg side line to Abhishek Sharma and even Travis Head to an extent,
Hmm.
especially Bhuvi if you remember. There were a couple of wides also in that game because of that.
Yeah, I think there's like if you want error on the side, good ball again. This just again good length, just added just that's on top of the stumps there, and they take a quick
These
single.
two playing is also an interesting combination, no? Because like going with two overseas is always, I think, a strategy that interests you more. Uh, the fact that now they have Hetmeyer and Hetmeyer is one of their overseas, and then they have with the bat, and it's expected that Donovan Ferreira is going to sub in. So I think it's actually a pretty interesting combination with for the four overseas players. Who did we have in our before the discussions that we were having for Rajasthan?
I think
So among
we had Archer and Berger. If Berger was fit,
yeah,
definitely.
we had Hetmeyer as
We
well.
had
I'm pretty sure.
Hetmeyer. We had Hetmeyer, and then we were expecting Ferreira. I think
Yeah.
so.
Then it should be
That's
more.
how long we expected. I don't know how I
Yeah,
feel about
should
Hetmeyer at 5. Like he was really good as a
exactly.
spin basher, and
That's
then
what I'm
again, as I
thinking.
said,
Yeah.
and there's Baldem. Samson is out.
Oh no, that's
Really
not a
good
great
bowling
debut,
plans
is
by
it?
Rajasthan Royals bowlers so far. They kept
Yeah.
bowling in that same line and same length, and they got in their
Yeah, yeah,
man.
yeah. Good stuff, man. Good ball
And
again to get him.
CSK will be
140 clicks,
regressing
man.
having CSK will be regressing having Jamie Overton as the number 7 in this team.
I suppose so. Yeah. What do you what if they have to get in another batter to sub in? Like that could also happen if they have a bad game. Like one wicket doesn't mean
Yeah.
as much in context of the game just yet. If they lose like three in the power play, then I think they might start thinking in that direction. Because you remember the Sunrisers game, even though they were going on and they were getting the runs, there were conversations that they might have to sub Livingston in because they wouldn't
Yeah.
be able to bat out the full 20 overs. But eventually, it didn't end up coming down to that. But let's see what happens
That
today.
was a really good ball though. Like it
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the
good
top
ball.
of off there.
140 clicks that too.
At 140 as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm, yeah. Rajasthan will be happy with trading away Samson now looking at that. But yes. Yeah, that's
Not
interesting.
a good debut
And
against
then we
your
just
old
have
team, I
like
think. That
Ayush
he
Matre
will
is
feel a
coming
bit.
now.
Yeah, I would
Mm,
expect so.
yeah, it's interesting this now. So what you call it, corner taken quickly is asking us the same super chat. It's like, why the fuck does CSK have Overton at number 7 in the batting innings? Honestly, no
Yeah,
idea.
it's
The only thing
really
I can
tough to
understand is
understand
they
that.
want to strengthen the bowling, and then if they need batting, they can always get a batter in for a batter. I assume that's the plan for them. Or the other thing is it gives them a lot of flexibility to get another spinner in if they
Yeah,
think
how
it's
many
going to spin.
bowling options do they have now?
So they have Overton would be the 5th bowler, and then you
Yeah.
have Short and Dubey as the 6th and 7th bowlers for
Yeah.
now.
I wouldn't count Dubey. He barely bowls in the IPL. I was just actually looking
I
this
mean,
up today
Short
itself.
Short hasn't played in the IPL, so I don't know.
Yeah, but I think Short still you can at least consider him as a fifth, as a sixth
And
bowler.
Archer's running up, and then good length again. So Ritu just looks a bit scratchy here.
Yeah, not
And
that
again,
great
like
yet.
really good bowling plans by them.
Yeah, for sure.
So Tejas has a question for us. Why do teams look at potential over current form? Matra is good, but Sarfraz has been ballistic. DDP has had the best domestic circuit, but everyone questioned his place in favor of Venkaiah. It's a good question. I don't know if there is a right or
Yeah.
wrong answer for this. That's the thing. Like we were
See, I
talking about
actually
how do we
remembered
get-
something this when I saw this question, Varun. Jarrod actually did a piece on this long back in an Australian context. Why do they always look at the next big thing as compared to somebody who still has potential and is around? I don't quite actually remember the outcome of that piece. It's been a while since I've read that, but I think it's a very valid point. Actually, you might just be better off backing form. But for Ayush Matre, I think he had a good IPL. So you just back him, right? I don't think it makes sense to tinker around too much with that. But can you not argue that he would have still been able to make this team, Sarfaraz? Like if they just put him in for another bowler?
Yeah, he
Or
probably
that
should
would
have
be
with all
tough?
the injuries they've had, right?
Yeah,
Jofra Archer's bowled 3 dots in a row now, which is really
yeah,
interesting.
that he has.
And then Jarrod Kimber's here, ladies and gentlemen. Jarrod,
I am here.
Jarrod, what do you think of Jamie Overton being the number 7 in a batting 11?
So I just did a podcast with Sam Allard for Talksport, and he just said, and then remember, this is an English podcast as well, and he said, is Jamie Overton good at T20 cricket? And I was like, I don't know what he's like.
the question.
I don't know what his main skill is in T20 cricket, right?
Yeah.
Probably still bowling, right? Like he was okay in the
Okay,
World
so
Cup,
where do you bowl him,
I want to say.
Shayan?
Sort of in the middle overs, a bit at the start, a bit at the end.
I mean, you can't bowl him in
Mostly.
the power play, surely.
Maybe one at the end, like fifth or sixth over, probably.
If
You
he's
can't bowl
fully
him for the 6th
fit,
over.
I think, yeah, I'm 6th over. My God.
He
No,
opened
5th
the
over
bowling
maybe.
for England, right?
he
in the
he
World
has
Cup.
taken wickets. I have a feeling in the World Cup at bowling at 5 and 6. I have a feeling
Also,
he got
Jofra's
Hetmeyer
bowled
out.
4 dots in a row, by the way. This feels
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
something is going to give.
Yeah.
Are we in Sickett territory?
Ritu's not a Sickett player. Oh, that's a good shot. That he bowls full and wide, and he just cover drives it for 4.
I'm not saying he didn't get work. I think sometimes, Shayan, your brain works in this ridiculous way of like, someone has done this thing once, so therefore they could do it again. If he could do it all the time, wouldn't he be opening the bowling everywhere he plays? And he doesn't.
No, I mean,
so he's
I'm
not
not
very
saying
good
he's
at
very
it. It's
good.
just that England was shit and they didn't know what else to do, right?
I suppose so.
You know, so you look at his T20 record and it looks really good domestically. And to be honest, so far he's taken a lot of wickets internationally. But it's more about how you fit into a team, right? So if you look at the England side and the way that they line up, he actually lines up quite well with England, I think. And I think in a team like England, he gives them a little bit of extra bowling and he allows them to have someone who can bat in the last 2 or 3 overs, right? Like I think those are pretty good things. In a side like this, he doesn't add anything. And I think that's the thing with Jamie Overton, right? He's, you know, we see a lot of T20 players like this. There is a touch of Evan Galbus about him, right? Do you want him to bowl 4 overs? Probably not consistently, right? Do you want him to bat in your top 7? Probably not. But at number 8, if he can bowl 3 overs and you can get other overs from other people around, maybe that's okay.
Oh, he's bowled him. Prithviraj is gone. Full at the stumps.
He was
Pretty
really
ugly looking
swinging.
shot, I must say.
He's been swinging it so much today, Joffer, as well.
He's
Did this
bowled
one
well,
swing?
yeah.
I wouldn't say this one swung, but yeah, he just got stuck,
think
didn't
it
he? He got that one boundary
Yeah.
away, but Those 4 dot
Yeah.
balls were playing on him. I told you it was a sicket. Soft.
Yep.
It was half a sicket.
They have to sub a batter in now, it seems that they can't possibly get away with that.
I was
without
just
having
talking
another
about this,
batsman.
right, Varun? At this rate, if they lose a couple more wickets in the power play, they might just have to get in another batter. Like we were having that conversation for Livingston, right, in the last match, in the first match actually, where they lost so many wickets. They were still making runs, but because it looked like they might not even play the 20 overs out, so they might have to use the impact sub in the first innings. I mean, let's see what happens today. Overton at 7, perhaps not that promising.
So
What is
2
his
members
batting
of the
average
Justice
in
Gang have
T20?
gotten out so far, Shayan. Are we going to see
I
the third
suppose.
now? So Matthew Short has come in now.
I mean, this is another. It's one of these things as well. Like, I mean, Matthew Short surely has to be a top 3 batter, doesn't he?
I mean, to be fair, he is today.
Yeah, I mean, but you know what I mean. Like,
Effectively.
what is he someone that we really think should be batting at 4 or 5 in an IPL team? He either has to be top 3 or
Should he be batting
6
at
or
4 or
7,
5 in
isn't
any
he?
team?
That's what I was thinking.
I think domestically in Australia he'd get away with it, wouldn't he? I'm not sure. If
He
he's
mostly
actually-
bats in the top
Is
3,
there
yes.
not a spin?
in
He can't play
T20
spin,
eyes.
can he?
Well, that's what I mean. So you just have to hide him
Yeah,
from
yeah.
spin. Is my thinking with him?
Does-
It
But he
just
can't
seems
bat
weird.
at 3 in this team, dude. It's not possible simply because they have Gaikwad and Samson.
I'm
and
aware
Mathew.
he can't bat at 3. So what I'm saying is, should he be batting at 4?
First ball shot up, and he's gotten him, I think. Has he got him? They're appealing.
Where are you looking? It's like you're looking behind yourself.
No. I have the
I'm just
TV right in
No,
Sure,
front
not
of me.
you. Varun's
Oh,
like
not
looking
me.
into his armpit.
No, I'm here. Yeah. No, this is I have a stream right. That's why.
That was Ayush, by the way, not
Yeah.
not short
short.
because
Yeah.
Nandre Berger's
They've
bowling
given a
again.
not out, so that's interesting.
Jarrod, what do you think about the 2 overseas pacers starting for Rajasthan? I quite like that strategy actually.
Yeah, I mean they've got local batters, so you should be going in
Yeah.
with as much overseas bowling. I don't think he got anywhere near that, did he?
Can't tell.
Probably not out.
I think that looks not out.
It just felt like it was completely wrong. Oh, they
Yeah,
think
I
it hit
don't
his
think
glove. Okay, yeah, it's closer to the glove than I thought it was going to be.
I
is
feel
quite
like it's
close,
closer to the upper part of this. Not close to the glove, I think. Like it's.
The
I don't
camera
think
quality
it's
It's close to the
was
wristband, though.
better
That
than I
wristband's
thought
still
it
out.
would be.
Yeah. Let's see.
Someone's asking if I'm coming tomorrow. I'm not going to be here tomorrow. I'm actually commentating for TalkSport, so you'll have to find a whole different thread and find me there. I mean, Andre
That is
Berger's
true.
done well here, Shayan. So
Yeah.
I've got no issues with them going in with
Yeah.
with the bowlers. Like I think it makes sense with their side.
Yeah, and they have
there is a
Hetmeyer,
spike,
who they
Jarrod.
have listed at 5 right
There is a
now.
spike.
and
There we
with-
go.
There is.
Well
a
done
spike.
to them because it just didn't look right to me. So they obviously heard something. We don't have the sound on, so that's one thing we can't really help with. But
Alright. Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I did not expect that.
just it feels
Fair
like
enough.
yeah. Anyway, wow, what a start! Short day, everyone.
Yes.
I don't mind that, to be honest. Less talking, better for me.
I like the idea of everyone coming in going, oh, the issue here is that CSK's death bowling might be a problem. May not be an issue today, everyone.
Yeah.
Looking at this rate, yeah. And I mean, they've lost 2 of their big guns, right? Like Ruturaj Gaikwad and Sanju Samson. You expect one of them to go on and
I mean,
get
I
those
was
runs.
saying this before, Shayan. Like, I wonder if Sanju played the World Cup in India and thought that was the start of the
Yeah.
IPL season, and all his good form is done already.
Just to get Matthew Short's record, guys. So about 120 games in the top 3.
Yeah.
And to be fair,
147 innings.
100 of those
Total.
are opening. And then about 27 innings scattered around the rest of the batting order, 20 at first drop. He's made literally no runs when he's not been in the top 3. It's only 27 games and it's scooted around a little bit. But
Yeah.
even his record at first drop is averaging 21. Like everything he's done good in T20 batting has been opening the batting.
Oh,
and
Sarfraz
he's-
has come in, by the way. Impact sub.
Oof.
Hello.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
I think
Let's
if you
go.
I think you need to make a clear decision, don't you? Here, and you're just like, well, what else are we going to do?
Hmm.
Yeah.
So, Jared, what would your strategy be for CSK? Because they clearly can't attack because even with
I would
Sarfraz in,
tank
the
for
batting
next
isn't
year.
very deep. Okay.
I would
Nice.
only play players under the age of 26 and Sanju. Wait, who else have they got? Am I missing someone? I don't even know what you do. I mean, it's a weird team. I would have sent Jamie
Yeah.
Overton in because he will be top scorer today.
Might not. Although the good thing is, Jared, is we won't be seeing a 200 chase today as well. So positives.
Yeah, but you know, this is what's annoying about that when we have a high scoring game is even though this game might be like 80 plays 75, right? You know that no one will factor that in when the next time there's a score over 200. Do you notice that in the
I was
World
telling
Cup? They
Shayan
did-
this as well,
That
right? It's just
exactly
the
we were
problem
talking
is
about that.
people like if you
People
have couple
only
of
remember
high scoring
high-scoring
games, you
games
just forget all the
for
low
some
scoring
reason.
ones. Yeah.
It's so annoying. And so, like, in the World Cup, people are like, is every game going to be at 20 runs and over? We're like, there's like 7 games in a row that we're like at 7 runs and over. Any of you watching these games?
Although, Jared, I feel like the IPL does need New York. I think it's calling for New York. We need
Yeah,
a New York pitch.
that
I'm
I
missing
agree.
it.
Well, I'm trying to think if there's ever been a competition that just had one. I suppose the big bash in the sort of the really bad days at the Docklands when that wicket was impossible to play on was always funny because you're playing a completely different form of T20 cricket on that pitch to everyone else.
Even Chepauk back in the day, right? Chepauk used to spin. Eden Gardens had something in it for the Pacers. Uppal, the
Yeah.
Hyderabad one, was also decent for bowlers, I think.
But those are still very, very normal pitches. What I'm saying is, wouldn't it be funny if every
Oh,
pitch
New
was
York
like
level bad.
220 and then New York or Guyana was the other wicket?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other thing is there isn't a lot of pitch variety in the IPL. Which is why I think it gets a bit monotonous at times. What
Exactly.
you
You've got
really
it.
want is a high variance of games, right?
Yeah. Oops. Yeah, no,
Varun is
agree.
getting to bowl at good speeds as well. He bowled the last one at 143, I think.
Well, I mean, to
This
be
is good
fair,
bowling,
he
though.
doesn't really have a lot else going for him, Shayan. So if he's not bowling quick, like he's just bowled one of the
To be
best
fair, I like
deliveries.
Burger. I feel honestly every time I see him bowl, he seems to bowl well. So I actually
For
quite
some
like
reason,
him.
yeah.
But when he bowled that ball on leg stump that took off stump for Sanju Samson a minute ago, there's absolutely no way
Oh.
that's what he was trying to do.
Yeah.
Is come in, hit the pitch really hard, keep the seam roughly in the right order of the wobble ball, and let's see what happens. It's a very uncomplicated way of playing, and being left arm
And
gives him a huge advantage.
a really good shot by Sarfraz Khan. I think maybe a bit back of the length. He just slightly goes away from the good length and he just pulls him for 4. Was it
Especially
the
after that first one
Yeah.
that kind of hit him on the pad, did it? And beat him for
Yeah.
pace a little bit.
I think that might be the second good shot CSK played today after the Raj cover
After
drive.
that, Rutu
Which is
drive.
not a lot of good shots by CSK today.
Yeah. It's looking dire out here, guys.
It do be looking dire. Oh, by the way, we have a super chat. So Siddharth says, the whistle is fucked, but let's go Sarfraz. Low-key what I'm thinking. I hope Sarfraz has a good game. I think
Yeah.
it's good for him.
Yeah,
He's
I
had
kind
a
of-
great smart. Yeah.
Again,
Yeah, he's had
you
an
know,
unbelievable
this is a
snap.
guy who should have been in the IPL a lot longer than he has been. It hasn't quite worked yet. So, you
I
know,
think he's just hit of 6 now. So
Yeah.
oh, it's an interesting shot this because he comes down the wicket and then plays a lofted leg lance. I mean, it's not a lofted leg lance, but it's basically he's come down the wicket and ended up just kind of slogging it across the line to backward square leg for 6. I kind of
yeah, why
respect
do I feel
it.
like he's gonna dance down the wicket and get bowled at some point? The way that's
I
going.
hope
he's
not.
going.
I want to see him bat well today, dude.
Same. I want good Sarfraz.
What a shot, man. Yeah.
That's a ridiculous shot.
Yeah. Did you see the
There's
replay?
an
Jarrod?
element at the moment that you've got a bowler who just comes in and bowls really fast, and you've got a batter who's just like, fuck it, I'm just going to swing. Like that's what that last ball was.
Indeed. And he misses his line again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can't expect Andre Berger to be accurate. You're bringing him in knowing that he can cause a lot of problems, especially for some of the, you know, second tier batters, you know, non-international batters specifically with the faster, shorter balls. You know, that if you can get him in a position with the new ball, that hard ball is going to cause some issues. He can swing it a little bit. As I said, he's just sort of coming in. It's very uncomplicated, but occasionally he's going to get asked, right? It's going to go everywhere. Like, that's just the way he
Oh,
bowls.
what a ball. Oh, what a ball. Is that out?
They're
No,
appealing
I
for
don't.
that, but are they
They
appealing
are
for
appealing.
LBW or court?
That is a good question, actually.
This
I
is
would
the
have thought
perfect
what?
review, guys, because what's going to happen here
Oh.
is they are going to review this because it was a good ball. This is my favorite kind of review.
Oh, okay.
The
I
good
think they
ball
chose not to
review.
in the end.
No
Boring.
review, no review. Oh,
That's good cricket, because that's one of those ones where you're like, well, he probably didn't hit it, and it's probably not LBW, guys. So it's just a really good ball.
Is
Yeah.
it one of those like we just want to review it so we can see how good it was again and again?
I suppose so.
I love a good review where you're just like, that was such a good ball, it should have been out.
Yeah. To be fair, Jarrod, today I think his lengths have been quite accurate. They just showed that graphic up on the screen, right?
Yep.
I know with him, line can be a
I was going to
issue
say, I
at
think
times.
he's more line. I don't think length, because
Yeah.
he shouldn't have a problem with lengths. He's a big, tall guy who hits the wicket. He should be able to keep his lengths pretty accurate, I would have thought. He might struggle with lengths later on, Shayan, but I don't think he should
Oh,
early
with the
on.
deaths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he's going to have a problem with length, but it's line with him. You can see sometimes the ball just doesn't quite come out of his hand right, and that's, he's a big fast bowler, and he's trying to hit the wicket really hard. Like, we've got a bunch of faster bowlers now who are more accurate, but it wasn't that long ago that we had lots of guys like Andre Berger around, and they're still really tough to play.
Yeah. We have Brijesh
Brajesh
Sharma
has
now,
come into
Jarrod.
the attack.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As I was saying, he's likely to be first change.
Do you know what I
That-
probably should? I should actually check the data.
That looked really hittable, that ball.
That did look very hittable.
It looked like he just came in and bowled a medium pacer on off stump. Or
Also, he's
outside off
listed as
stump.
right arm fast, so we have to be on.
I mean,
speed
that
watch.
one wasn't fast, to be fair. I didn't see him run his
Yeah.
fingers over it. It could just be a warm up, but it didn't. It didn't
Yeah,
seem
could
like
be a
it
warm-up ball.
flew out of his hands.
Man, that
They didn't put the
Burger
speed
last
up.
ball was
Actually,
incredible,
he
though.
might have actually done something on that.
Oh, he's missed his line completely here and his length.
By the way, Safraz missed that Nandre ball by about 3 inches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably not going to be LBW, right, Jarrod?
Oh, it was hitting the pad, Jared.
Yeah.
Oh, I knew it was hitting the pad. He missed it by a mile.
Oh my
it was
God.
just whether it was hitting the stumps.
That's what I'm saying. I doubt that.
Bloody hell.
128 for the wide his speed.
Yeah. It's looking so. It's looking very military medium at the moment. He's got a bustling run up. Not enough people have a bustling run up.
Varun, you were going to look up some stats, no? I think for Brijesh. I think he
No,
plays in
not
the
for
Bengal
Brijesh, I just
T20
seen-
League.
I was just said I'm just going to look at some data. Wait.
Yeah, I saw that from the Cricket for profile. Took joint fifth on the wickets chart, 11 wicket in 7 games. That's the good thing I think with Jarrod nowadays. With even the inexperienced players, you can sort of just look up their stats from all these domestic competitions. Not just stats, I mean even their video clips and stuff. So
Yeah.
you can sort of get an idea of the quality of the players. 117.
That one he
That's
rolled his
a
fingers
Jared,
on.
ball.
I'm
Last
hoping
Andre Burger ball seemed 1.5 degrees.
the LBW shout or the pretend
Yeah,
LBW
yeah, yeah.
shout. Yeah.
The last ball, yeah.
Yeah, not out. Missing.
Oh, it was an incredible delivery. I mean, it really was.
Yeah,
As I said, he missed it by about 3 inches. And
Yeah.
it wasn't a mistake from Safraz. It just moved so much.
Varun, what about the ball that got Samson out? How much did that seem?
Yeah.
Which one was that, sir? I'm just checking this.
Okay, Jarrod,
Oh.
this was better. 133.
Yeah. Yeah, but 133 is not fast.
Yeah, it's not fast yet, I know.
Also, he's gotten
And this
away
is-
with that. That was absolutely whacked. But straight to the fielder.
Yeah.
He's bowled 3 dots and a wide. I would say the first ball could have been hit, but I understand them not having a go at it. That
So
last one
Shayan,
should have been
it
gone.
wasn't. It didn't seem a lot or swing a lot. It was like 0.29 seam and 0.8 swing, and it was
Probably
about
more
4
that it went
meters.
the other way, right? That it didn't come
Could
back
be the
in.
angle also, no?
Oh, it was a little bit of
I
angle,
actually-
yeah.
What the Sanju Samson one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I actually thought that looked pretty straight to me, even just live.
No, it seemed away a little bit. Not much,
Yeah, but
but
it just. Yeah.
it's very
Yeah, I
hard to
think
hit.
it was alright.
It's very hard for a left-arm bowler to hit leg stump, on that angle.
Oh, sorry. I was
Right.
gonna- yeah.
Off
that's
stump,
fine,
sorry, not leg stump.
Yeah, he did hit the off stump, yeah.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he's bowling leg cutters, I think, is his slow ball here, Brajesh. And they are, yeah, about 115 Ks. I don't know if the speed went up on that last one. But it's a good over so far.
Yeah. Only two
Oh,
of it so far.
he got away. He got away with the last ball too because he
Mm.
he just had to keep bowling up to short, and he bowled a little bit short. Pardon the pun. And unfortunately for short, he rolled his wrists on it and just hit it out to the sweeper rather than doing what he basically does, right? Which is just hump those over deep mid wicket.
Oh, sorry. I accidentally looked at their Gaikwad dismissal. So the Samson one seemed 0.84 degrees, which is basically unplayable. I think
Yeah.
that's
That
a
makes
really
sense.
difficult ball.
Especially from that angle. As I said,
Yeah.
it's very rare that you're beaten on the outside of the bat and you get bowled as a right-hander against a left-arm bowler,
Yeah.
right? Like,
I think he's got hit that for 4 somehow.
$131, that last ball, the one that went for 4.
Mm.
yeah, I see you rounding up here.
Yeah, rounding up.
Trying to give him a
It's
little
very
bit more.
random with me, dude. You know, sometimes I round up, sometimes I just like, yeah, whatever. We don't have time.
Corner taken quickly says, is IPL now a bowl first win match brain rot? Many pitchers have something in them for the new ball at 7:30 starts and become absolutely roads as the matches go on. What was
we'd
the
have 2
percentages
games.
last year of bowling first?
I don't know. Last season, it felt like a lot of teams won batting first too, didn't they?
Yeah. I think again we see 2 games here cornered, and we think that's everything. I wouldn't worry too much about 2 game sample size.
Also, like historically, one of the reasons bowling first always worked is T20s were an anchor sport, plus we had due. So that automatically equals chasing wins. So,
Yeah, I think that
what
the
will
big problem
happen
with
is-
batting first originally was
Yeah.
every team was batting within themselves, right? If teams aren't batting within themselves anymore,
I actually think we'll see the opposite issue now, where teams are becoming such a hitter-dominant sport. We'll actually see a lot of teams wanting to bat first and make big runs.
it's really hard to chase 300, right? 280, 260.
Yeah.
That's a hard chase because it's psychologically it changes the game a lot for you.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see teams be a lot better at handling the early 200s, if it makes sense. Like the 220 thing,
Yeah.
they cruised it along, right? Like 5 or 6 years ago, they would have over-attacked in the power play.
That would be an
Rohit was
epic
just
chase.
just timing
Varun, do you
it.
remember that game where
Yeah.
Pollard
Yes.
won it out of nowhere? That is
Yeah,
like,
the
that's,
Tewatia
I was
game
actually seeing
where
a tweet
Samson
on
goes
that. Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
Sandeep
Yeah.
The
Sharma's
Tewatia
first
chase,
ball,
right?
102 kilometers.
Oof.
It was a slow ball. Have a look at it. It hits the pitch, and then it does a Sudoku, and then it gets to the batter.
Oof.
And it finished the Sudoku. Rashid Khan was looking at that going, guys, why is he bowling so slow?
I was thinking Krunal Pandya, Jarrod. The Krunal
Krunal
Pandya
Pandya is way quicker. Krunal Pandya is thinking to himself, I'm a seamer now. So what we're seeing at the moment is certainly a lot of slow balls. So we saw the overseas bowlers going pace on, swing, seam, bounces. And then the 2 Indian bowlers have come on and really running their fingers over the ball a lot more.
Yeah, definitely. So Jarrod, I was actually
Chipped
looking
it
up.
straight to the fielder. He's gone.
Another slow
4.
one, was it?
Was it dropped there? Or was he out? Yeah, it is out. Yeah. It is slow ball. Yeah. I don't know what is slow for
Where
some
are you
people.
watching it? It's like you're watching under your left nipple.
No, I'm watching it on my iPad. That's why.
That was 123, the one that gets the wicket.
Again,
Yeah.
how fast is Sandeep these days? Is that a slow ball or a normal speed for him?
It looked like let me have a look because I've got about 9 screens playing it. I'll have a look at the second screen in a minute. But it looked like to me he ran his fingers over it. It looked like, oh God, I just missed the other camera angle. But let's have a look here.
I don't think Sandeep is that slow. He's more 130s, isn't he?
He's done
Like, I know
some.
he's not pace.
Why? By the way, why did Jaiswal catch that and instantly start complaining? Did anyone else see that?
I think he thought he nearly lost it in the lights. I think maybe that's what he's talking about.
You only complain when you drop it, guys. Let me have a look at the hand. Oh, it's hard to tell. It might have been a cross-seam delivery, actually, but 122 is quite slow.
Yeah. Even for Sandeep, I think 122 is a tad slow.
But it was definitely, they're trying to get variation off the surface, though, now, whether it be slow balls or cross-seam. And they've gone all in
So
on
Karthik
that.
Sharma ahead of Shivam Dubey.
Oof. That is interesting.
Would you not have just brought Shivam Dubey in now?
Kind
I
of,
mean,
with the
mainly
power
because
play
it's
almost
Sandeep,
over.
isn't it? If Sandeep's bowling off cutters, Dubey might just think it's spin. So I agree with.
But
mainly that
also,
does make
there's only
sense.
3 balls to go in the power play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's also true.
I think
you know who-
sent Dubey.
Yeah. Matthew Shaw, another failure when not batting in the top 3 or an opening.
So he just pulls it and he gets a couple of
Yeah.
runs. He's off the mark,
Indeed.
Karthik, in his first IPL game.
Yeah. I think they might want to delay Dubey's entry point at like the 10th or 12th over, some place around that. But Varun, we were just talking about this, right? I think his optimal entry point is in that 7 to 11th phase, roughly. So just after the power
Yes,
play.
when he's hitting spin, yes, that is where you want
Yeah.
him. But I don't know if Dubey is or isn't hitting spin at any given point for some reason.
For CSK, that's what I was telling you, right? Like last season, he was not hitting spin at all. But again, for India, he has started bashing it like in the last few months.
And he just knocks it around for a single.
I just absolutely love Jaiswal. Literally, he'd barely finished the catch when he was complaining about the light. It's so quick. I love that.
So Jarrod and Varun, I was looking up the last IPL and how when teams won
I
the
hope
toss
so.
and
That's
batted
his fucking
first,
job.
when teams won the toss and batted first in the last IPL, they won 9 matches and lost 3, and there was 1 no result.
So when
That
they
is
won the toss
interesting.
and batted first,
Yeah.
yeah. But
They won
what,
9
overall,
and lost 3.
what percentage did the team win batting first? Do we know?
Oh, that's a good question as well. That's under 50%. Yeah, that's 33 wins, 37 losses.
So
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. I'm okay with that. This is my big point. When people kept going on and about this when it first started, which was 2016, 2017, I was like, what's the percentages? Is it 80%? Is it 85%? Or is it 55%? Because if it's 55%, that means you get a slight advantage, and we still need to look at it. If it's 80%, we need to actually make a drastic change in the game, right?
Yeah.
And realistically, sometimes it just works itself out during a season anyway. So you have a bunch of games. You know, even things like dew, where people are like, we've got to fix dew, and we do, right? Like we need to make, you know, the spray that they use can work on occasion, but it doesn't work particularly well at the moment. But, you know, eventually we'll probably get that. But dew doesn't always help the batting team, right? There is very light dew could sometimes help the bowling team, right? Sometimes it livens up the wicket a little bit. Sometimes the ball skids on a little bit more than before. So there isn't like one rule when it comes to this. Ravi Bishnoi, how many runs and over did he go for last year? Was that 12? Was it that bad?
Must be around 10 to 11 at least.
10 or
I think.
11.
Oh, 10 or 11, so it wasn't
Yeah.
quite that bad.
So I
Rati was their
looking
best
it up
spinner last year for
with
Lucknow.
Bishnoi. I think Indian right-handed batters specifically like playing him.
Yeah.
Like none of the overseas guys like him. It's for some reason it's just Indian right-handed batters just love him. It's why like his T20I numbers just get magically better.
Correct.
I think if there's probably more
10.83 last season.
10.83. Jesus, I wasn't far off. I think there is an element with him of like he can cramp you up, right? But if you can reprogram your brain to be like he's probably not going to bowl the leg spinner, you shouldn't really get cramped because at that stage you should be playing across your pad, right? So like an off spinner. And I think that maybe some of the Western players haven't quite reprogrammed themselves in the way that the locals have for that because there aren't that many. I mean, him and Rayan Ahmed are probably 2 of the top level bowlers that you're going to face right arm leg spin that is actually just right arm wrong-uns. There aren't that many bowlers out there like that. But if you play domestically in Asia, there's a few more guys like that, right? You do come across those guys a little bit more.
Also, Jarrod, did you see the speed of that second ball? Around 102?
I mean, to be fair, we might see a spinner just bowl a genuinely quicker ball than Sandeep Sharma. in this
102
tournament.
again.
If he's bowling 122 as his
6.4.
on-speed deliveries, Shayan. So
102, I mean, not 122.
No, but I'm saying Sandeep was bowling 122. We might
yeah,
see a
Sandeep.
spinner go beyond that this tournament as well.
Good man, I would say.
Do we think there is a chance that Bishnoi has a bounce back season then?
He can have that, I think.
Because,
He's a good
I
player,
don't think he'll
right?
be as bad as he was last season.
At least not as bad.
Yeah.
Do we have
For
his
some
speed for
reason-
last season? Was he bowling at this pace last season? He feels a little
Yeah,
bit
I don't
quicker to
know,
me.
1 second. And he's
Jarrod, another thing
is
with
he monster
Bishnoi,
for
I feel
six?
like
He
for
has
a leg
monster
spinner,
for
he doesn't
six.
take enough wickets. He's more of a economic merchant.
He's not a leg spinner though, is he? If you're bowling wrong uns every ball, you're not really a leg spinner. He's a top spinner with a wrong un.
That is a good point, yes. That is a 6. Yeah, 104, and that went for a 6.
Well, I mean, it was a good over until that, to be fair.
Yeah. But his paces, I think they felt consistent. They were roughly in that 100 plus range. 100, 105.
Yeah.
Think he slows it
I
up
thought he
much.
looked okay. That last one is a bit of a drag down, to be fair.
Yeah.
Also, when I always think that when you drag it, if you're a fast spinner and you drag the ball down short, like you don't get as many as those really ropey mishits. Do you know what I mean? That you do as a slow
There's
spinner.
still pace on the ball, right?
Yeah, because it still hits the bat quite hard. So you don't get that one where the bat slips in your hand as much. And also, if you get a top edge off a spinner when they're bowling that quick, it's more likely to go behind the wicket and get a cheeky boundary. Whereas if it's off a slow ball, it goes straight up in the air, right? That's how me and Shayan get our wickets.
So his median speed was 96 last season.
See, look, this is why they pay me the mediocre bucks. It's the ability to see him instantly and be like, man's bowling quicker.
I think he's always bowled quicker than Jarrod. I think he's always around that mark. So
I
the
think he's
slowest
bowled.
ever
I
bowled
think he's
is-
mostly been in the
is
90s.
2020.
Yeah,
So I think in
Look
slowest
who's
he's bowled
bowling,
was
guys.
2020,
Look
where it
who's
was
bowling.
91.
yeah,
Oh,
but
is that Jadeja? I didn't recognize him for a second.
Yeah, same.
he's had a glow down. Can you know how you have a
Yeah.
glow up? He's had a glow
Oh,
down. He
wait.
just looks normal.
Has he missed him? Oh, he's given him. First ball.
Second ball.
Oh, it's the second
Yeah,
ball. sorry,
first
yes.
ball was a dot.
Yeah.
92 that was. This one, oh, wow.
That looked dead in front, right?
Oh, Jadeja is bowling slower than Bishnoi, bro. Would you expect that?
What a timeline this is.
So
And by
what,
10 to 15 kilometers per hour.
what are Bishnoi speeds by year?
So it's 91 in 2020, 94.5 in 2021, 97.5 in 2022. Then we have 96.4, 95.1, and 95.7. So I think he speeds up in 2021 and it kind of stays there for a while.
No, but
Right.
we just saw him bowl whole over 100, mate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's
also
what we're
true.
saying. But his last ball was 104.
exactly.
So it looks like he's trying to bowl faster, which is very, very interesting. So where does this hit? Where does this actually hit? It's not any bat. I thought it hit the elbow. Oh no, it can't even be the elbow.
I thought it looked
That
out.
looks like it's out.
thought
It's
it
like
looked
the
plumb.
back hip, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah.
I just couldn't work out where the impact was. Interesting.
Sarfaraz doesn't look very convinced, does he? Like he probably feels like it's gone.
Well, the Yankee can only be saved by bounce. He might think to himself, it's hit me on the hip, so I'm a chance. But it's going to hit the top of the stumps anyway. at
And 3
worst.
reds, he's gone.
Yeah. Like the best case scenario there was it was trimming the bales.
Yeah, it looked very plumb, even just right away.
Yeah, but he also had to review that, didn't he? Like he's sort of their only hope in
Yeah,
a
he's
sense. I
kind of
mean,
the last
we're still
batter,
there,
isn't he?
but
Well, you can't if you have also because of the way that was, it wasn't off the pad, right? That actually for the batter and for the umpire, that means everyone's a little bit more random. Because when it's on the pad, it's easier to judge because that's a normal LBW. When you're not even sure what part of the body it's hit, right?
Yeah.
It makes it just that little bit trickier. And, it means that you might be like, I don't know, man, that hit me on the hip. Usually when they hit you on the hip, they're bouncing over the stumps. And to be fair, it was hitting the top of the stumps, right? Like they weren't, it was 3 reds, so they lose their review. But it wasn't, I think someone in the chat said it's plumb. It's not plumb if it's hitting the top of the stumps, right? Like, I think that's a fair one to do. And if you've sent him in as an impact sub and you're not sure, I don't mind losing a review in that way. I think that, if we go back to the one before where we thought Rajasthan were going to review, that would have been a horrible review, right? Because that could not have been out, right? Whereas this one, you could see why there was a little bit of chance there. But anyway, the thing that we wanted to happen has happened anyway. Shivam Dubé, who's going to hit 120 off 12 balls and save the game.
exactly.
Indeed.
Bring it home.
So Jarrod, actually, I was talking to Varun about Shivam Dubé against spin in particular, and for some reason he also doesn't seem to like that good length. He likes the fuller deliveries, like he absolutely tongs the fuller deliveries, And when you go a bit shorter, he can still hit those like fairly well. But it's a good length. Even at his best, he was never a good length spin basher. So any thoughts on that? Any reason why that might be the case?
I mean, I would say that most players are going to struggle on one length or another,
Yeah.
aren't they? So I think you
And
just
good
have
length
to.
is an issue for most players, right?
Yeah.
That's what Varun was
And
saying.
he's launched the first ball for a 6.
There we go.
Oof, let's go.
I'm guessing not with beautiful footwork either. I'm guessing with the
Yeah.
big clumpy concrete feet of his. Let's have a
It's a
look.
very Shivam Dubey shot.
Yeah,
It's a
love
very
it.
Shivam Dubey
Absolutely
shot,
love it.
Also felt like
Do
a
you
fuller
remember-
ball to me.
No, there was a game, I think in the World Cup against Pakistan, he actually danced down the pitch and hit a 4, and I just couldn't, the cheer I cheered when
Was
that
it in the
happened.
second last over? If I have a feeling.
Yeah,
Like,
it was
he
near the
hits
death.
one
He just
straight.
dances down
Yeah.
and he hits one straight. I was like,
Yeah,
what the
yeah.
hell is happening here? I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Jared, you need to explain this comment super chat to me. I have no idea what this
Oh, I
means.
will.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
CSK basically post big three Brooklyn Nets. So the Brooklyn Nets have done this twice in their history. They're not actually that old an NBA team. And twice in their NBA history, they've just gone out and paid an absolute fortune for old dudes. Right? So the first one was, I think they got half of Boston Celtics team when Boston Celtics, there was a reason Boston were letting them go, guys. And then they did a similar thing in Brooklyn where it was Kyrie, Harden, and
no.
Durant.
Oh no.
Oh God. 5
Big
Oh,
stuff,
no,
guys.
they got him.
57 for
It's
5.
over.
It's
Oh
gonna be
my
a short
God.
watch along, everyone. I've got a meeting after this, by the way. Like the game might be finished. I might have to find something to do between the game and the meeting at this point.
57 for 6.
What's
He's
the name
bowling
of the
noticeably slower, though, isn't he, Jadeja? I mean, that was just a
Feels like
half.
that
Yeah.
to me.
That was just a half volley outside off stump.
Yeah, that was a half volley. yeah. But
I
even
mean-
the one that he gets the LBW on, I think that was 89. That's
Yeah.
a bit slower than you would expect from Jadeja, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it
It's
feels
been
like
a while since I've seen him bowl this slowly in white ball
Exactly.
cricket.
just watching him
Yeah,
at the
yeah.
moment, it actually feels like this is the right wicket to be bowling in that way. Like, we only saw Bishnoi at the other end. So basically, there was this thing where they would, where for whatever reason,
Buy older
Brooklyn
players.
just kept getting big named old players, giving them a fortune, and then it just not working. So it's a bit harsh to lump them in with CSK, who have at the very least won a bunch of titles, and with their old fellas, they've done okay. But yeah, that's the thing of having a bunch of stars when they pass their best. LA Clippers did it this year as well. LA Clippers, with some of the same players, by the way, from Brooklyn, just paid a bunch of money for old guys. And it's like, guys, you do realize to win the championship, it's like 100 games that you need to play in. Maybe if your average age is 33, it's not a good start. Bit different in the IPL because you only need 15 games. People aren't going to get
Exactly.
exhausted through
And
that.
I mean, Jarrod, when CSK had their successful run, that 2018-19 period, they were basically the dad's army, and they had their average age was one of the highest, I believe, if I'm not wrong.
I think that if you look at Dhoni specifically, and I'm not saying he's
Yeah.
the same shot puller he used to be in this league. Hey, we finally got to Overton, everyone. The Overton window, which was moved by Safra. Safra has moved the Overton window. There's a clip for social media. Look, I think that Dhoni respects professionalism and knowing what your job is, and you understanding exactly what makes you a good player, right? And so with that, you're always going to be leaning towards more experienced players, right?
Yeah.
Like I think that's how it goes. Unknown sports fans says, Jarrod, you back yourself with stats, which is fair, but you should compare it with the eye test to normal people. Last year, many matches ended with the first batting win, with first batting wins when bowlers pulled them. Yeah,
I didn't get the last part.
I mean, I watched every game last year. I probably watched every game more than you did, unknown fans. But when it comes down to it, what we're saying is, if this was a huge thing, right, where teams are winning 75% of games batting first or batting second,
Exactly.
right, that would be something that we'd look at. If it's 50 to 55%, of course you're going to have games that pull in either direction. Nothing annoys me more than when people say you should watch more games or you should pay attention. If you can find someone who watches more cricket than me, right, marry them, right? Like I literally during the World Cup was watching some of those games 2 and 3 times. I record everything on my TV so I can go back and watch it. We have MV Play so we can watch every individual ball. multiple times. I look at highlights packages. I'm sorry, it's such a fucking stupid thing to say to someone. I've never met a stats person who doesn't watch more footage than a normal fan does, ever in my life, right?
Yeah, I would assume so. At least more than an average fan, isn't it? And like for you, it's completely different because you also got into stats much later. So watching games was a big part of whatever you're doing.
Even by
Look at the Ravi
analyst standards, Jarrod's
Bishnoi
a
conversation from a moment ago, right? Why did I ask Varun to look up the stats? Because I noticeably looked like he was bowling quicker, right? Like it's
exactly.
just, imagine sending that comment after I've just made a thing about it while I'm, checks notes, watching a game right now on 2 different streams. By the way, that's the best way to watch a game if you want to be an absolute obsessive, because it allows you to watch each ball twice. Real ones know.
I've had that phase, Jarrod.
Koshal says, bring in a batting sub now. Well, they would if they hadn't already brought in a batting sub.
Unfortunately, yes.
I suppose so. Jarrod, there was one ball in this over that he bowled at 93. Did you notice that one? I think it was the third ball, if I'm not wrong, third or fourth.
They're not putting the speeds up every ball either.
That's the other annoying thing. Yeah.
That might have been a wrong.
So Jadeja was 93, 89, 101, 95, nearly 100 and 98.
Interesting. So he bowled a bit quicker after he got Shivam Dubé out. Well, no. Which one was he? Was he the fifth ball? Fourth ball?
No, Dubé was the last ball.
Shivam was the last ball, right? Shivam was the last ball.
Sarfraz
and
was
he
second.
got out what? Yeah, Sarfraz was the second
So
ball.
he bowled slower
that was 89.
to Sarfraz and quicker to Dubé, which had kind of
okay.
makes
Slightly
sense to me.
quicker.
Oh, I just thought that last one looked slow out of the hand as well, but it might have been...
Yeah, I'm with you.
I think it was 93 if I'm not wrong, but I'll look it up again.
That's a
So
timeout
the first
as well.
2 spun for him, and the last 4 didn't. So this is definitely a slow speed pitch, if you're a spinner.
98. Oh yeah, Jarrod. The one that Jadeja gets a wicket for Dubé, that is 98.
Yeah.
Weirdly, it's a bit faster than
If Chennai made any runs, this would have been a good pitch for Noor, I think.
I suppose so.
You might not get to
62 for
him
6
by the
after
time
9 overs. It is hilarious. Like,
Suryavanshi and
the
Jaiswal are
amount
done
of
in the
stuff
power
I've
play.
had in the last... I've had people like emailing me, like just random people. Like, I mean, like as in not like people within cricket going, the game's gone. It's all about runs. And just like the next game is 62 for 6.
Yes.
Also,
Also, Jarrod, interesting narrative right now.
Woody
that
says, just one second, man. He says, how does MV Play work? I want to use it and buy the app. I don't know if you can just buy it off the shelf. So we've got a partnership with them, but basically a lot of MV Play is, basically comes down to they help club teams and professional teams.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can just buy a membership of it. I can tell you, I tried with Sports Mechanics years ago to do a similar thing with them, and they wouldn't sell it to me. So, yeah. Just to get back to this, Unknown says, not what I meant. I meant that normal people's eyes test is differently compared to you, as they see like achievable chase and a chasing team choke, like it is a winning, like it's a chasing win. Yeah, but what I'm saying is that doesn't mean anything. Like, this is the most important thing is what you're looking for when there's a problem with the sport, right? And there have been problems with sports. Baseball is a perfect example a couple of years ago of just how slowed down baseball was. And, we're seeing sports change all around the world. We can have a look at this. But what we are looking at is people are so focused on teams winning when they bat second that they disregard when teams win when they bat first. And it's exactly what we're talking about with these high scoring things. People are so focused. It's like if I do a video even now and I say we're in a bowling era of Test cricket, watch the comments. People don't even see it. They're like, no, it's a batter's game. It's a batter's game. It's a batter's game. It's like, guys, no one's made any runs in Test cricket for 5 years. Actually, 7 years now, isn't it?
7 years.
How much longer does it need to be that no one can make any runs in Test cricket before it's a bowling era? Like, what are we talking about here? And so what we're saying is people come in with their bias, and so we look at the stats to say, is that right? Like, and sometimes we disregard the stats if we have other information. But when it comes down to it, like, if there was a big problem in T20 cricket, there are individual leagues that sometimes have this problem, right? Where was it the World Cup in 2021 when all the teams? That's a perfect example of you can't have another tournament there unless you're going to fix these situations.
Correct.
Also, Jadeja is back to bowling slower again, so the bowling fast must be for Shivam Dubé specifically.
Ooh. I like that.
Yeah. Also, I can't imagine Jamie Overton's going to like this.
What does Jamie Overton prefer facing? I would assume pace only, right? Because
I don't know if he
well,
prefers facing anything. He does not like spin from what I remember.
Yeah, he's kind of.
lower
never
order
mind.
2-3
He
overs.
just
That's Jarrod was
launches
saying.
him for a 6. Yeah, what do I know?
No, he can hit spin. I mean, he's a big, tall, strong guy, and he will hit straight through the line. I think if there's an advantage to spin, although that was an interesting shot because he almost shoveled that. I think
Yeah.
sometimes with him, if you can hit the right length, he kind of gets lost. He doesn't know what to do. That was actually a really, really good shot. What did anyone see what the speed of that was? I wonder if Jadeja slowed it down.
95.6.
95, 96, I think.
Yeah.
I want to say.
95.6.
I think with,
Yeah.
So I
with
think that's
someone like
slightly faster.
Overton, you can kind of just trap him on the crease, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But because he has the ability to hit sixes, he can put some pressure back on you. But we certainly see him get stuck a few times against spin. You got to read it out, guys. You can't just listen, laugh.
Go
at
on,
the
Varun.
So
message.
username 82388 says CSK management told players to go all out. They misunderstood the message. Must be what happened.
Oh. Hey, wait, hey! You judge a game where both teams have bowled. I mean, batted or played.
Now this feels like a super shot for you, Jarrod.
We have cinema. I can't read that.
Ascension.
Oh, Ascension is too, yeah. Cinem Ascension says I'm a fresher, wants to join Combox. How can I join? So you can go to the Combox YouTube page because you might be watching this on one of the other places. But if you go to the Combox YouTube page, you can subscribe there. We also have a website, combox.tv. We're not far away from having a beta of our app. When we have the beta of our app, if you already signed up, you can do that. We should have a banner that says join combox.tv. And we could do that. But yeah, so we're doing that at the moment. But just following and subscribing and watching along. We're trying to do a watch along for every single game in the IPL. A lot of them will be like this, but we're also planning watch along parties in India, perhaps even in Dubai as well, depending on what happens in Dubai. So we've got lots of other things coming up as well. But at the moment, we're just trying to make these things work as best we can, which is putting 3 random heads in. And Robbie did tell me he was coming, so he might have got caught on something else.
Yeah, I don't think Brajesh is right on fast. I think I've seen enough.
Yeah, you
So
don't want to
Rudra
judge a
Patel-
guy too quickly. And also, like, he may not
That's
be
it.
fully fit and everything
Could
else,
be
but
any of that.
he does not run in like someone who's going to bowl fast. He runs in like someone who's going to bowl medium pace, right?
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can just see it, and you can be shocked. Some people are quicker than they appear, but he just doesn't
Yeah,
feel
but the
like he's
delta
about to bowl.
between the new ball bowlers and the other 2 seamers is so big.
On speed, definitely.
Yeah. No, so Jarrod, for you, Rudra Patel has a question for you. Why don't finger spinners try to spin the ball across the seam? Murali did it all the time, but I don't see anyone else trying it. Is there a reason?
Does he mean like why do they scramble the seam now?
Yeah, I think so.
So traditionally, finger spinners would sort of spin it in that angle, and they're trying to land the ball on the seam, but also keep the seam straight up so that they get a bit of drift away. What's happened in modern cricket is basically wrist spinners and finger spinners have realized that so many players pick the ball from the seam, and so now they would just hold it in random places. And so if you hold it here, you might be able to get the spin to go across the ball and for it to stop in the wicket a little bit more. If you hold it here, you might be able to get it to skid through a little bit straighter, so you can change things up. But what you don't want is for the batter to be able to go, oh, I've seen this, and I was going to say, I thought the umpire was not going to
He's
give that
a bit of
LBW out for a minute there.
Yeah, he's giving it out, right? Yeah.
Our 7th wicket is Karthik tries to whip one across the line and he's hit dead in front. Unless he's got some bat on that, I'd be shocked if that. He's reviewed it
He
though,
does
so
review
we'll
it,
have a
though.
look.
Yeah.
So basically, what a lot of modern spinners now are doing is just changing where their fingers are from ball to ball. But what they want to do is make sure it's a scrambled seam. White balls generally don't drift, right? So outside of the first 3 or 4 overs, that sort of what do we ever come up with a name for that Akil Hassan ball that sort of swings in a little bit?
Yeah, the one swings that swings in. Yeah. I
Yeah.
don't think there is a name.
I don't know if it
Arm
has an
ball?
official name anyway, but
Arm ball
that
that swings in. I don't even know. What
you
you
get
call
about
it.
3 or 4 overs where the ball swings and drifts, I should say, or a combination
Yeah.
of both. And then after that, you basically don't get any drift anymore. So at that point, what you are really looking at is trying to beat them with the spin and the drop, right? And that you don't need the seam for that. And also think about it. Let's say you bowl the exact same off spinner 2 balls in a row, but one grip you have this and one grip you have this. They're going to react differently to the batter. So we used to talk about natural variation of bowlers. Some of it is not natural. It is actually because they're gripping the ball differently. He didn't hit that, did he? Shayan? Don't nod on a largely video audio platform. Did he hit it?
No, I'm just looking at it. 1 second.
It's a bit more leg side than I thought, although I think that camera, it's still going to be clipping leg, isn't it?
There's some murmurs, but that's about it.
Oh, you're saying there's a murmur as it
3
goes
reds. Yeah, there's 3 reds now. He's done.
Let's get to the important questions. If you could read this out, Varun.
So RM09503 says, I would marry you, Jarrod. You could tell me lovely bedtime stories about Herbert Sutcliffe. Not Bert.
I out of those
Not
two,
Bert.
I'm more of a Bert Sutcliffe man. Of all the Sutcliffes. Bert Sutcliffe was named after Herbert Sutcliffe, by the way. I don't know if everyone knows that. There's a fact
Really?
you didn't think you get on IPL coverage.
Yeah. Only
Combox.
Okay, should we look up what do we think at the moment? I don't know. Can we do a poll in these?
I
Will
don't know
they
if you can on
score
stream
100
yet.
runs? Should we have a poll on whether they score 100 runs?
If Vignesh is still around, can you go to the YouTube side of things and get a poll done? Because
I
I
don't
don't
even-
think they will.
I don't even know if we
They got
can.
Henry, don't they? I feel like Henry can song a few.
He can slap, yeah.
Yeah.
Noor can hit a couple of sixes if you remember the Afghanistan South
Oh,
Africa
of
game.
course, yes. I forgot about that game, yes.
Yeah. Game of the year, dude. For so far, I think.
So,
That
Shayan,
was
Singer is
something
asking you, what were you saying about the narrative?
When was I saying? I can't even remember now. Must have forgotten.
I don't
by
even
now.
remember you mentioning narrative.
Same.
Oh yeah, I remember it now. Yes, I do. Yeah, so basically we have Jadeja moving to RR and Samson moving to CSK, and clearly we have one winner when we're talking about playing your old team. Although it is Jadeja's first team, so I think that was a good one.
The other narrative is it's a bad day for the Justice Gang.
Oh yeah, that is Varun's narrative.
Yes.
So, I just said, will they make it to 100? Do you want to know what their expected total is?
110? What was it? 96 is one of those.
120.
120?
I've just sent a
How are they
message
going to make
to.
46 runs?
I sent a message to Rob Barron's betting group that I'm in, just saying to everyone, I would go unders.
Bloody hell.
That's a long way away. I mean, I know they got 10 more overs, so I suppose it's technically possible, but
I just want them to be bowled out, Jarrod. I just don't want... The worst scenario in this is they drag it to the 20 over mark.
For sure. That would annoy Varun, wouldn't it? Even as a CSK fan.
Nah, just get this over and done
End
with.
this.
I'm already
End the
bored of this
misery.
game now.
I tell you
Or
what,
is this perhaps the low-scoring thriller we were promised?
Oh. I don't think so. But
I do like a low
Of course it
scoring thriller.
isn't, but still. Now I want a low-scoring thriller, Jarrod. I mean, like, I feel like something needs to reset our system.
Yeah. I don't want to say that this is boring, this game, but we've just had a question about 1990s Australian cricket. Idiot Savant said, how better was Mark Taylor as captain than Moore and Ricky? I just think he was a lot more. I think that Steve Waugh was really set in his ways. And I think Ricky Ponting was a really good captain when it came to role definition and talking to players and making them feel
managing
great.
egos. I
Yeah,
would
man,
say.
all that sort of stuff I thought Ponting was
Yeah.
really good at. But Ponting didn't really understand tactics as much on the ground. Like that wasn't one of his strengths. So I don't know how good Mark Taylor was at talking to players and everything. I've heard mixed reports. But Mark Taylor was incredible at reading a game and realizing that he needed to make a change and, coming up with ways to put pressure on batters. And, if you look at the difference, Shane Warne was used as an attacking option under Mark Taylor and as a defensive option under Steve Waugh. Mark Taylor didn't really have defensive options, right? He was always looking for a wicket and didn't let games settle, whereas Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting would both sit there and go, we've got really good bowlers. Eventually, they'll get a wicket here. So I think there was a big difference there. But whether that makes him a better captain, right, is a very different argument, because if Ricky Ponting's getting the best performances out of his players beforehand, right, and these are the things that when you're talking about that, you can never. I just don't think you can really answer them, which is why it's why we talk about stuff the way that we do. Here's one for you two, though. I don't think we've covered this one, have we?
No, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah.
What's this?
So Anil Golani 66 says, what could be the rationale for selecting Brijesh over more experience like Tushar, Kuldeep or Yudhvir? What is his role in this team? I think this is a good question actually. Deshpande, but I have a feeling Deshpande went for a few last season. So they might be considering changing things up a bit more, getting in a guy who has had like a decent domestic, not even domestic, like a state league performance. Maybe they want to back him for that reason, but I'd have to look into it. I'd have to go through all of these bowlers and see what they've done recently in domestic cricket to make a solid claim, I think.
The other thing would be like he's just bowling better in the nets, or his role works.
Yeah, could be
He
that as
suits
well.
the role better than the others.
Yeah, first.
Well,
he has to go
okay,
first
so
team,
here's
right?
my question to you. They've already had to move Sandeep away from the new ball, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they were also concerned at moving Deshpande away from the new ball. And Deshpande did get met last year, right? So you're taking him away from something that he has done, well. Does anyone remember his record from last year?
It has to be an economy of more than 10. I would be surprised if it's
10.6, average of 37. So he still took some wickets, but at his very best, he went for a bunch of runs, right? When he was taking loads of wickets. So he's such a fascinating bowler because I feel like at any stage he could be hit for a six or go for a wicket. He's like he's like a frontline version of Romario Shepherd.
Is he a second bowler? Six-over wicket.
He is a bit of a sick bowler.
Oh yeah, by the
So
way,
Jarrod,
fun fact,
actually,
Jarrod's
his
Tushar
stats in
Deshpande
2024
video. What do you call it? I think Jarrod's Tushar Deshpande video was the first time I came across True Values. It's a very important person in my life, Tushar Deshpande.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
suppose so.
Yeah.
When did we make that? How
He's
many
your Jay
years ago
Durham
would
back.
that have been?
2023, I want to say.
Yeah, I think so. Your Jade Dern back, Varun.
Yes, indeed, he's my Jade Dunback.
Everyone needs a Jade Durham.
Jarrod, speaking of the 90s theme going, I feel like the only way CSK can salvage this game is if they do a 1992 Pakistan and bat for so long that the rain comes and it becomes a draw or no result.
Is rain due?
I don't know, it was at some point today. I don't know if it is now.
There were expectations of rain, yeah.
By the way, what
Yeah.
is this shot of Noor Ahmed from the left arm finger spinner where he just keeps spooning the ball up on the offside? Have you seen it? I'm not sure if I've seen, because I have so many different screens, I'm like, am I watching a replay or does he just keep playing this same ridiculous shot? Oh, I like this. Bring Jofra back.
Oh, this is good.
Yes. Yeah. Why save him for the end? Makes not much sense, right?
Yeah, also, just get a hat trick, Joff. I'm bored already. I need wickets now.
Quite the
So Cinema
watch-along debut
Ascension,
for me.
Jarrod. Yeah, wants to join the team behind the combox as a host. That's what he was asking, Jarrod. originally.
Oh, okay. That's a very different thing. No.
Yeah.
Look, we will be in a situation, hopefully, when we're funded, that we will probably be bringing some people on. If you follow myself on LinkedIn, I don't know if we have a Combox LinkedIn. I think Deepak was supposed to set it up, but I don't know if he has. But yeah, you can follow me on LinkedIn, and we'll be posting about it a lot when we need people. But yeah, at the moment, no.
Makes sense.
I can barely control all the Muppets who work for me at the moment.
So, Jarrod, now that I have you, let's do the Dhoni footmarks because we might.
Yeah, let's just do the Dhoni.
Let's go.
I actually haven't you booked in for a podcast tomorrow, Shayan, which I think I'm going to have to cancel as well. I think you might have even booked
keepers.
in. You booked in for this podcast at the same time that Varun had, and I think I cancelled his.
You can push mine back for later. It's fine.
I
Yeah,
think,
no, I think-
you told me to book it around 10, which is what I did.
Oh no, but he then booked the other time in the Varun, of the he booked the time that we'd already cancelled from today, but for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. But I had booked long back. I hadn't even booked today. Like, I think.
Oh,
mine
okay.
must have
Maybe
been
I just got
before
my
I
days
left.
mixed up then.
Yeah, I think I must have booked it even before I, went for
Yeah,
my
I think I'll have to
holidays.
cancel that one, mate, because I've got to go to the studio for TalkSport. So
No,
TalkSport have got the radio rights for the IPL, so I'll be doing some commentary with them as well on occasion.
all right, nice.
Okay,
So like
are
3 or 4
you
times a
can do
week, I would
tomorrow,
assume?
can't you, Jared? Because I feel like we just postpone Dhoni so much now.
No, I can
Yeah,
do
let-
Dhoni in the morning, mate. I should be fine.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's
Why not now?
Yeah, we might as well.
Give us
Well, so
spoiler,
this
yeah.
is the point of we can't really do it now on this kind of a watch along, but this is the point of doing it. Like the first 3 games of this IPL are exactly why I wanted to do watch alongs in a studio in front of an audience, because when the game gets shit, you don't even have to mention it, and you can just do a podcast, right? It's absolutely perfectly set up for that. Whereas here, it would be a bit weird if we suddenly started doing a live podcast.
That is true.
Although,
But I mean, people are asking us questions about 90s Australia and all of that. So
no, more questions about 90s Australian cricket.
go on.
Yeah. Sorry. Udit Shivaram is asking us, Sarfraz has practiced the sweep like million times. I see batters so often get LBW sweeping, even though it's such a rehearsed shot. How do batters easily miss the line of even innocuous ball?
So the sweep shot is actually quite a risky shot in many ways, especially when you're forcing another wicket to Archer there as well. So they got what they wanted out of bringing him back on. The sweep shot is it's a horizontal bounce shot, so straight away it brings in a different kind of risk than other shots. You're also quite often I wouldn't say it's a premeditated shot in the way the reverse sweep is, but there is a little bit of premeditation in it. Also, you miss all shots, right? Like the sweep shot isn't, I don't know, what would the average of a sweep shot be? About 30, 35 would be my guess, which is about the average of most shots. So you should miss about as many sweep shots as you miss of anything else.
Isn't it lower than that?
I would
You tell me.
No?
It could be
I thought
lower.
it was like 25. Yeah.
Yeah, but what's the average of most attacking shots then?
Oh, that's fair. It's
Like-
probably the better of the attacking shots. You're right. Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm just
Yeah,
I'm guessing this.
I think you're fair.
Trying to answer
That's-
that question.
By the way, Noor's out, so I think that's good.
I'd already called that.
Oh, you did. I missed it. I think I just fell asleep in
Varun's
the
not
middle.
even listening to our own watch along. He's sitting
I
there.
was like, I think I stopped paying attention.
He's sitting there trying to come up with questions for the MS Dhoni podcast we haven't done yet.
Of course.
Yes. So
but
yes,
yeah,
there's a
so
super chat. Sorry, you were saying, Jared. I just
we'll
stopped
get
paying
to
attention.
we'll get to the super chat in a minute. Let me just see if I can bring it up while we're on air. I've changed computers now, so I have a proper computer again out here, so I can actually do all this sort of stuff while we're live. So I just look at in the IPL by shot type. So the pull shot averages 33, the flick off the pads averages 38, cover drive averages 37, off drive averages 25, on drive 33, cut shot 31, the slog apparently averages 11. I love that. Then you've got the sweep is up at 38. So
Not bad.
Oh, okay.
seems pretty good to
That
me.
is all time or for the last few years?
Just last couple of years I'm looking at here.
Last couple of years. Yeah,
Last couple of years. I'll just see if I've got reverse sweep here. Reverse sweep is at 19. So it tells you how much riskier it is to be able to do that.
I think that adds up.
Yeah. That's actually quite low for the reverse sweep. It'd be interesting to look year by year. I wonder if bowlers have worked out better ways of bowling against it. And also putting fielders out for it as well. Slog sweep averages 18. So the sweep is doing a lot better. The slog sweep averages 18, right, at a strike rate of 278. And the sweep averages 38 at a strike rate of 206.
Nice. I would assume, Jared, some of that would be just lower order batters coming and slogging, like in situations like these, maybe, or like
I think
just
the slog sweep's just a riskier shot, though, in general, isn't it? You're trying to hit
it is risky. It is risky,
straighter to begin
Yeah.
with.
Correct.
I think if you go back the way that spin used to be bowled, where people would bowl a lot wider of the stumps, the slog sweep actually made a lot more sense at that stage. And then if you can, I can slog sweep and I could sweep. I use the slog sweep to manipulate the field. So if a spinner's bowling wide of the stumps to me, I'll use that just to make sure that they've got to put an extra player out on the leg side, right? Whereas a lot of people are not using it that way now. They're probably just using it to try and hit hit for power. And
Even
it's
the
easier to
stump
hit
line
for
balls.
power.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And as you said, the stumps are in play.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going all in. And Nandro Burger as well. I love this.
Yeah.
Finish
To be fair,
him.
Overton's actually
Sort of obvious.
done a
is
lot
it not?
better than I thought.
Yeah.
Overton can bat, guys. He's not
Yeah.
the worst. Whether he has a role in T20 cricket is a different question, but he can bat. I reckon I saw him
Yeah.
make a 90 down the road from me one day. Mind you, that wasn't.
and it says, I think it might have been his debut test, right?
No, I saw him in a
Exactly.
first
That's
class
what it is,
game as well. I saw him
Yeah.
beckoning him around the
Oh,
corner.
okay.
Yeah, he's made some
Oh.
runs before.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
He's a
yes,
What
fascinating
do you think
cricketer.
New Zealand? That he
Because
made a
he's-
90.
Do you know what Overton is? He's less talented in every way than his brother, right? But his brother doesn't
Ooh.
have international quality skills. Like his brother's a little bit more skillful with the ball, a little bit smarter with how he plays his cricket. But his brother's like, what, a yard and a half slower than him?
Oh. Yeah. He could also bat a
So,
bit,
yeah.
no? Couldn't he? At least
He can
long
hold a
bit, I
bat,
think.
yeah.
So Yash Singh has a question for us. We know how much European club football teams are much better than any international football team. How much time will it take the IPL to close the gap completely if they haven't already? And yes, I would Dhoni too. What?
Are club football teams considered better than international teams? I didn't know that.
I
I would have thought
no idea.
the best club team would still struggle against whoever wins the World Cup, wouldn't they? Or am
So
I?
I think if you compare IPL teams to international teams, the floor is much higher, but the ceiling is lower.
Yeah, but I'm saying in football.
Football,
See,
I
in
have no idea.
football,
Yeah.
even I don't have a very informed answer. I've been a bit away, but
Yeah.
I still think like with what happens is if in a league team, like say Manchester City, for example, at their best, they just had so many options that even the best players, they have replacements and
Okay, yeah,
replacements
fair.
for replacements.
Yeah,
So
the
like
depth is
one
there.
example was this guy called Alvarez who actually won the World Cup with Argentina, but he wouldn't start for City. Like he was not good enough to start for City because they had Haaland, who's another one of the best strikers.
So the first big difference is, and someone else has joined. I don't know
let me
enough
see.
about football to say that. The first big difference,
Yeah.
actually, and Andy has put this up, is about exactly what I was about to say, is that club teams don't have nationality
Exactly.
restrictions. If
Yeah.
the IPL, and I've said for ages, should get rid of nationality restrictions, I don't think they need it anymore, especially with the talent in India. If they got rid of that, I think you would have an argument that they would be better
Yeah.
than the international teams. But I think the best 4 teams at any World Cup, maybe best 3 teams sometimes, would destroy in the IPL at the moment.
Yeah.
And also,
Like-
regardless of how you feel about Pakistan, is not playing any Pakistani players would also reduce the ceiling of your team, isn't it?
Maybe not at the moment, but at certain periods
Not at the
it
moment,
would, right?
but at
yeah,
certain points, yeah.
You know, when they were good at T20 cricket specifically, and
Yeah,
they
but,
will
like,
probably
surely if you
produce that
yeah,
again.
if you look at all like David Payne playing for Sunrisers, I feel like surely there's Pakistani teams that are better than him.
Would you take Shaheen Afridi over David Payne?
I might even right now.
Yeah. I mean, that's my point, isn't it? And we're all pretty down on Shaheen Afridi these days, right? Like, you know, would you rather have Luke Wood in your squad or Shaheen Afridi, right?
That's true.
You know,
I was
Yeah, would you
actually
rather have
Varun, I
Finale
think we
or
were having
Mohammad
this
Rizwan,
discussion,
Jarrod?
right?
That's
Yeah.
the question.
How many Pakistan players hypothetically wouldn't make the IPL right now? Like honestly, it's really hard to work it out, no? Usman Tariq maybe because he has that novelty element to him, but how
Yeah.
much would an IPL team spend on a spinner, on an overseas spinner? That's the other question.
yeah.
And
I suppose
Who
if
else?
Shadab
They
Khan
don't play
starts
him.
bowling properly again, he is
Shadab, yeah.
one,
Yeah.
right?
at his
And-
best, Shadab and Shaheen maybe, but
Yeah,
At
and
the
then
moment, I
and then
don't know.
Nazim and Harris Ralph and Shaheen Shaheen as well. Like, you know, it gives you
all at the moment are very iffy, I would say.
I know, but if you look at the bowlers who are in this tournament, right? Like you are looking at PSL level bowlers playing in the IPL right now already. Right? Like I would say Luke Wood is a PSL level bowler, not an IPL
Yeah.
bowler. So you
David
would get a
Payne
couple
too?
of what was that?
David Payne too would be PSL level, I would imagine, or less than that. He's
Yeah,
not
I think
IPL
he's a
level.
PSL.
I
He's a
don't
pretty
think
David Payne's a pretty good bowler. I just fear he might be a year or two past his best, and this is not the time for him to be in the IPL. David Payne a couple of years ago was a beast, right? But
He does have good stats. Yeah, I also.
but
saw
I don't
that.
know if he's a beast right now. Also, don't know why on earth you would pick him and not let him bowl with the new ball. But that's a completely different conversation.
That was the other one, dude. Like Nitish Reddy was bowling with the new ball. Come on,
Mm.
like come on. you have to use some sort
So
of
Ray,
logic,
the
man.
thing
Like,
is, you're making the assumption that like this would just happen instantly. But what I'm saying is, if you always had the option of picking them, they would get used to it. I
That's
do
what he's
think
talking about. Yeah.
the issue,
That's-
one of the main
Also,
reasons
the
they
PSL
batters, I
isn't
don't
the-
think have evolved, right?
I think the,
PSL
PSLs
pitches are
have
quite
pretty
flat.
flat pitches as well now, don't they? I think
Although I
they're
think their issue is they're a bit like IPL 5 years ago, where they can't get out of 210 being a good score on the road.
yeah.
So
I think the last couple of years though, the run rates in the PSL have gone up,
Yeah,
and
they
they're
are high.
definitely making
Yeah.
flatter pitches now. So
For sure.
last time I checked, anyway, I
Yeah.
remember.
Also, Jarrod, some of that would be moving away from the UAE to again going back and playing in Pakistan, I would say.
Yeah, I mean the problem with the UAE isn't the quality of wickets, right? It's just that you're using the same surfaces over
Yeah,
and over again,
correct.
and they get
Definitely.
very
Because
tired.
also-
Even the 2020
Cool.
IPL, I remember Sharjah was pretty high scoring at the start, wasn't it, Varun? And then after that, it became
yeah,
really
in
hard to play.
2021
even-
it bragged. Like 2021, it was like a spin haven for KKR, wasn't it?
Yeah, 2021 Sharjah, dude. Yes.
Which is it still has one of the greatest chases I think I've ever seen, where KKR nearly bottled 13 in 4 overs.
That was epic, dude. Yeah.
Sorry, so Coach Attav has a super chat for us. CSK messed up or Rajasthan Royals excellence. What would you say? I think Rajasthan had their plans ready. They bowled well.
Yeah.
Jadeja as well immediately got the hang of the surface. Started bowling much slower than what he does. Also some ordinary shots, I want to say. Like the Ruturaj Gaikwad shot was terrible. Right, I think. So even Shivam Dubey just kind of hits one
But
straight
that is
through
also an
field, which,
effect
again,
of good bowling, right? In the first place.
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fact
yeah,
that he bowled
100%,
4
I think.
dots.
He builds
he
the
was
pressure,
forced to
doesn't
play
he?
that.
But yeah.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah,
definitely, if
so
you go back,
really
I
good
think it's a
bowling.
tricky surface, and there was a few times where they built up pressure with dots, right? And so I
Yeah.
think that is a part of it. The ball hasn't always come on perfectly. Look at the Matthew Short one. That wasn't even a slow ball. I know it was cross seam, so it might have held up a little bit because of that. But again, you've got a ball that's stopping and being a little bit weird for that situation as well, right? So there is a little bit of that. But they've sorry, I've got the screen really small for some reason. What's that message say?
The Agua. If it was Dubey's dismissal a bad shot / idea or bad execution, I think it's more bad execution.
Yeah, it was a half
Yeah.
volley outside off stump.
Exactly.
Yeah, we should have hit it.
I mean, you know, it's a left arm finger spinner. It's going into his arc.
Yeah.
And
He has
you know,
everything going for him. He just hit
Yeah.
a 6-2, by the way. So you back him to clear the rope once again, I would say. Or at least get a 4.
And Sarfraz just misses one, doesn't he? And Jadeja also spun it much more than I think
yeah.
anyone was expecting.
I would say Jadeja gets credit for the first wicket. Second one is probably more not a great ball as such, but Dubey just not being able to send it back into the stands.
And we've had a boundary after what feels like about 89 years.
Quite the boundary that.
Quite the boundary. Exactly where everyone wanted it to go.
I mean, but
Exactly.
you know, Matt Henry, and we've talked about these sort of chaos tailenders a lot, right? They're actually quite hard to bowl to because they don't know what they're doing. He's backed away and tried to hit that to square leg and somehow got an edge over the top, right? Let's let's go through all the chats. I was going to say because we may not be long for this innings or for this world.
So Annamalai again asks us, both these teams have 7 batters with Jamie and Joffrey at number 8. Is that good enough for top for contention with the bowling? I really like Rajasthan's bowling.
It looks good today.
And the
yes,
top,
for sure.
the batting on paper is really good. I don't know how
Yeah.
if Hetmar at 5 is maximizing his ability since he was so
That's what-
belligerent versus spin.
Yeah.
Like what was it like averaging like 150 at a strike rate of 220 or something was a spin in the World Cup, right?
Yeah, World Cup, he was just unbelievable versus spin, right? I think they might want to be thinking that, they don't want to pair Jurel and Hetmeyer again towards the end. And Jurel also has been batting higher up, right? We were talking about this in domestic cricket. I believe he's batting at number 3. Especially, I think you mentioned list A cricket. So maybe they want to see him as a player more in that role. Because even I don't think Jurel is quite the finisher. He feels like more of a proper batter, if that makes sense. So someone who you can, rely on to build an innings, not to finish one. And I think maybe for that reason they have him at 3. But I would also think Hetmeyer at 3 makes more sense.
I understand why they did it, but then again, it's as I was telling you before, I didn't mind him at 5 because I'm sick of all these young
Yeah.
idiots batting at top 3.
Yeah, yeah, but
Can
that's a selfish
someone's-
reason, right?
Someone that's
another-
talented bat at 5 or 6. Right? That's more of an Indian issue than
That's
ours-
a
our
yeah,
issue.
exactly. That's a you issue. That's not really about. There, and we have another timeout, guys.
I mean, they've got to fix their third seamer, don't they? But they've got 6 bowling options at the moment. What's Nandre like at the death? Because Joffrey's been pretty ordinary at the death for a while. And
I don't
they
think Burke is
need
very
one
good.
of Jadeja or Bishnoi to keep getting wickets, right? They can't have 2 defensive spinners, I think, with this lineup.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But they have
but as
such
far
an
as
attacking
batting
batting
goes,
lineup,
they got
though.
lots of power there.
Yeah.
So we got more chats. Bevan, fourth bowler
Yeah.
against South Africa, and Australia still won in 1997. 1997? Is that Champions Trophy?
Is that a
No,
test
that's
match?
98.
Isn't there a test match where Bevan takes a lot of wickets? I have a
Yeah,
feeling
he took a
there is game
10-wicket
like
haul
that.
once. He had a
Yeah,
little period where he
exactly.
bowled properly and took a bunch of wickets, and then he basically, I think, honestly, tried to bowl incorrectly because he didn't want to bowl anymore. He was sick and tired of being asked to bowl all the time. He didn't,
Yes.
didn't, like lots of batters, they don't like working on there.
Oh, they did. Yeah, they won 2-0 in South Africa, with Bevan as the fourth bowler.
Oh, he's talking about a test series.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
That period of time. So Bevan, if you go back and have a look, Bevan actually bowls really fast left arm wrist spin, and I think eventually people kind of worked it out. But when he first started bowling, it was really, really tricky, and so he got away with it for a little while.
I think he took 9 wickets in 2 test matches.
I think Shayan's right though. I think he took a 10-wicket haul, didn't he? Isn't he one of the
Yeah, I
worst
have a
bowlers
feeling he
ever
took a
with a 10-wicket haul?
It does feel like that. Border also
Not
took a
in
10
this
wicket,
series, but he
didn't
might
Jarrod?
have at some point. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a fascinating bowler because do you know what? There's a bit of Moeen Ali about his bowling in that he was his best ball was absolutely brilliant, right?
Jarrod, the 10 was against the West Indies in Adelaide.
Yeah. But his best ball was absolutely brilliant. But he could bowl just absolute pies as well. Like there's a lot of full tosses and all sorts of things. But so are they saying in 97, 98, is that the series? South Africa and Australia?
Yes.
Well, he
No,
wouldn't
I
have
think it
been
might
that-
be 96, 97. So when is this? Feb to March 1997.
So 96, 97. I'm just trying to bring it up because I'd be shocked. I can't remember Australia ever going
So
in
South
with
Africa
Bevan.
had David Richardson, who was the keeper batting at number 9.
Who couldn't really bat that much.
What was his bowling attack? So you have Jack Callis, Hansi Cronje, Pollock, Klusner, Donald, and Paul Adams as the bowling attack.
No, it's just like the all-rounder, this thing where you have so many all-rounders that they can all sort of do a job together. Obviously, you have your
Man, Gautam
specialists.
Gambhir was really born in the wrong era. He should have been made South African coach.
Yeah, in the
Back in the day.
90s.
Yeah, but they had Bevan in one of the games, didn't they? Because did they have Blewett? Yeah, so I think it was one of the few times they didn't go in with a frontline bowling attack. But they also had Blewett and Steve Waugh at that point. Remember that in 96, Steve Waugh was still an all-rounder. So
Okay, fair
they
enough.
probably would have thought that he could have bowled. If he bowled at all, that meant his hamstring. Steve Waugh's record's okay. Is that it doesn't, he averages about 37, 38, I want to say, Varun, off
Yeah,
the
I
top of my
think
head.
As a
yeah.
bowler, 37 exactly, yeah.
Yeah. And he was and he was a very, very tidy bowler as well, and he was hard to get away. So I think in that case, they're probably thinking that Bevan, Blewett, and Steve Waugh are their combined fourth bowler. I don't know why
Also,
we're talking
Vishnu
about
just
this.
caught in Henry, caught in Bolt.
There we go. Do you remember when the market thought they were going to score 120? That still feels a long way away, guys. Ashish says maybe Fakar gets picked, maybe Wasim Jr. gets picked for death ball. That's what I mean. There's a few
Vaz
guys
Jr.
with
is a good
individual
shout.
skills that you could see.
I don't know if Fucker gets picked, I'll be honest.
Okay.
I think at this stage of the IPL, I don't know.
Maybe at
Less
some point he does,
confident.
because again, he makes runs against India, which is again very important if you want to be an overseas player
That's
in
also
the IPL
there.
auction.
I'm trying to think of. Well, I mean, Ben Duckett was in. Fakar's record in T20s is probably better than Ben Duckett's, isn't it?
Is it a like
he doesn't
Fakar
keep-
never really dominates
Duckett
T20s for
can't
some reason. I remember doing this when we did the Nisanka piece
Yeah.
because
No, he's fine in the PSL, I think. It's just
yeah,
in the
PSL I
Emirates
think he's
international
still
runs.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, internationally he had
I think
2018
he
and he
probably
had
does get a
2024.
contract, right? At some point. I don't know if he
Maybe
stays
maybe.
long.
I love the fact that we use the bat gauge now, but it is hilarious watching a number 11 come out and we're checking if his bat is right. It's like maybe you should check if it has a middle rather than checking if it's the right size. Sidaf says the Overton Swift. I like that. Andy says, would you worry if you were a CSK fan, or can you write it off as a bad toss to lose? What did you guys make of Surfrise? No, I think you'd be worried about it. This is a winnable game for them, and so far they have not started the game yet. right? So it's a write-off game. If I'm working for them, the first thing I say is, look, guys, we lost a bunch of wickets early on, and to different kinds of bowls in different kinds of situations even. So we don't have to worry about it too much. But if I'm working with the team, then when I go and talk to the coaches later, I'm like, we should be very worried about the side in general because it doesn't look on paper as strong as the other team. So is there something
Jarrod,
else
to be
we can
fair,
do?
they will get Brevis back, so I think that has something going for them. And I wouldn't expect both Sanju and Gaikwad to be getting out cheaply in the same game that often. Like you expect at least one of them to go on and make some runs.
Yeah,
I
no,
think that's the
also,
way I would look
and
at
that's what I
this.
mean. I think it's a bit of a toss-out game in some ways, but you've also there's a lot of games this year they'll be going into with a very low percentage chance of winning. This wasn't one of them, right?
Yeah, that is
So
true.
they got Punjab and RCB next, who were the champions and defending champions. So
You know what I mean?
not a
So,
good start. Yeah, not a good
Power rankings, Jarrod.
lineup there.
Messi
We'll have to
says,
think
"Where is
about that
Bayram,
soon."
guys? I realize I haven't seen him for a few weeks. He's had a baby. He was working in the PSL, so he's on a different league, and he's had some private stuff going on. But yeah, he will be back. He will be around, but he's just busy at the moment. I suppose is the best.
I think
way
he
of
said
putting
he's a bit swamped till like the end of April. I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, children are like that. He'll be a bit swamped until his son
Needy little
is
fuckers, those guys. Huh?
over 25. Rohit says KKR can give CSK some batters in exchange for bowlers. Okay, live trades.
Live trades.
Oh,
Let's
fuck's
go.
Come on, Varun. Who are we trading?
All right. Who do CSK need here? I don't think CSK need batting. They have batting. They just didn't pick them.
I was going to
I
say,
think
I'm not
yeah.
sure they need batting.
I
They have
think they need
Urvil
bowling.
in the bench too. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's everyone needs
Varun, do
bowling.
you
Right?
remember-
Everyone needs all rounders.
Varun, do you remember when Deepak rated this team very highly? The batting, I mean, not the whole team. He was very bullish on their batting, and I remember doing the live with Shravan and him and I, and we were just. I don't think Shravan and I were as high on CSK's batting as Deepak was, but still, their batting does look good. So I don't really think you need another batter.
Okay,
And
so
who from
just-
KKR anyway.
So just looking at this here, Short goes out for Brevis, right?
Yeah,
We all agree
correct.
on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kartik Sharma, who's the replacement? They've got about 2 or 3 guys like Kartik Sharma that they could bring in that I think are interesting players.
Yeah, they got Urvil on the bench as well.
Yeah, I mean,
He's the big-
Urvil
yeah.
straight away, right, is the guy I'm thinking of. So they've gone with Kartik Sharma, who's a teenager, so they're playing with youth there.
So Prashant Veer is the other big guy. I don't know why he's not
Yeah.
playing. I assume it's fitness because he
Yeah.
can bowl, and he's the
He's the
they want him to
Jadeja
be the
backup
Jadeja
in a way, no?
Yeah.
replacement.
And then
Jadeja
they've got Shivam
replacement,
Dubey, right?
Yeah.
I don't think batting. I mean, I know today may not be the greatest time to say this, but I'm not sure that batting
I
is
know.
the biggest issue at the moment here.
Exactly.
Right?
I also agree with that.
Also, has Jamie Overton ever faced Jofra Archer in the nets before? Because he's not currently batting like that is the case. He's just all over the shop, every ball to him at the moment. Rohit says, ball tampering in the PSL, 5-run penalty enough. I think 5-run penalty is fine for ball tampering. I cannot tell you guys enough that I've never seen a professional game where I've not seen a team ball tampering. They do it every single game. And if you want to know how they do it, you tell me how these big, strong men can throw the ball 100 meters, and then suddenly, every time they throw the ball into the wicketkeeper, it happens to hit the rough part of the pitch. Right? Every single time. Every single time. Players are picking at seams, they're scratching the ball, they're throwing it into the ground on purpose, they're letting it bounce when they don't need to. My favorite movement in professional cricket is when the wicketkeeper runs backwards so the ball can land in front of them when it doesn't have to. They could easily get to it on the full.
Jarrod,
so yeah,
I have a question on this. Yeah, I have a question
go.
on this
Sorry,
for
sorry.
you. Would you say that, the issue with ball tampering is when you use an external object?
What's an external object?
Like that
Sandpaper.
sandpaper gate or the 2007 stuff, right? Even Marcus Trescottic, I believe, has said in his autobiography that they used to tamper the ball,
Yeah.
if I'm not wrong. Faf du Plessis and co.
I mean, honestly, the people I've heard of who are the best at tampering with the ball use their fingernails, right? Which does the only reason that Australia used sandpaper is because Cameron Bancroft wasn't actually the guy who usually did that job, and so they were in a situation where it wasn't work. He couldn't use his fingernails. Most players use their fingernails, so if you get the same impact from fingernails and sandpaper, it's just up to your own moral outrage which one you think is more important. The old England players used to do it with the zips on their thing. So the bottle tops one, Richard, I would say that was done more as I don't want to say a prank, but I think Pringle was just upset, right, and started doing that. Whereas I don't think bottle tops are all that clear. If you meet bowlers around the world or fielders who are good at getting reverse swing, they quite often have the most ridiculous thumbnails you will ever see.
So lone
So,
quarter.
Jarrod, is there a way to stop it, or would you say just like the cricket should have no issues with it, or like what is the way to go?
I think it should be legalized, bruv.
I don't think you can legalize it. I just think you need a camera on the ball at all times. It's really hard to tamper with the ball when we're following it around. It's much easier. There are certain situations when teams know that you can get away with it. So the Lone Quester says, if ball tampering is so common, how come the sandpaper gate was so problematic? So there's a couple of things here. Most people don't say it's common. I'm one of the few people who've ever said this, and I was reporting on it being common before Sandpaper Gate, right? I was the first person, I believe, to report on the fact that when the umpires were holding the ball up like this, it was their way of saying that they believed that the ball had been tampered. And that was told to me directly by 3 international umpires, elite panel umpires, right? They took me to the side in a bar and told me that, and they were like, we need someone to start reporting on this. Yeah, it's ridiculous. I mean, if you look at it, like Sachin was done for ball tampering, Michael Atherton was done for ball tampering. As you say here at the Lone Quester, I would say this again, go back and have a look. Faf du Plessis was fined the same amount for ball tampering as he was for wearing the wrong colour shoelaces. Go and check. Go and check. Right? So we weren't taking ball tampering seriously at all. I think in this case, what happened was the Australians took it way too far, right? There is an acceptable amount of cheating in professional sport, and there is an unacceptable amount. And they are so close to each other, but when it happens, it's brutal. Also, I think a lot of people were just happy to rip into the Australians because the Australians have been bullies, and not just bullies, but pious bullies in the past, right? So I think it's very fair in that situation. Is someone going to read that message?
Sorry. So
I love how you two both read that in your head.
Easy.
I could see you both reading it in your head.
So life as a Rajasthan Royals fan is so easy. Act like you don't follow the IPL. We have bantered who won the first ever IPL comeback and enjoy nights like this in peace. It is very true.
It's a weird fan base, I find, Rajasthan, don't you think? I think it's a very different fan base than a lot of the other IPL ones.
Pratib is an RR fan on Combox, and obviously I've had friends, I know people in real life as well who support Rajasthan.
I love the way you said
it's
that.
always a bit
I've actually met some of them in real life.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's a thing where people say no. People say, right, that these teams have no fans, it's only the big 3, big 4 they have fans, or the other teams don't have fans. But I would say as a cricket fan, I respect these guys more, the loyal fans of these teams that don't have the big fan bases, because it kind of shows that they get behind their team more, and they have that thing of, not just going after the big star names or the big winning trophy title teams.
No, I get that. But I just think every fan base has a different kind of personality, and I'm not sure that Rajasthan has a particularly strong... I find with, like, anytime I say anything about Punjab, positive or negative, Punjab fans are just all over it. And the rest of that season, all I hear is from Punjab fans, right? Rajasthan, I feel like I could say... their best player has 4 nipples, and they're much better when they try and bat with with their pads on backwards, and no one would even notice what I've said. And it's not that they don't have fans; it's just their fan group isn't as full on as a group as the way that Punjab or RCB fans are, right? Like, as I said, every fan group is very, very different, and and it should be that way,
Jarrod, this is actually a great piece. Someone should actually, one of these days, talk to a lot of these different fan bases.
If only we had a cricket journalist on here who is in India and goes to games. Shayan says to me all the time, he's like, this would be a great piece. You're allowed to contact people and ask them things.
I am saying this because I actually have plans. That is the reason I am saying this, right? Stop bantering, Jarrod.
No, I think those pieces are really important. And I also think, like, early in the IPL, it's the kind of thing that, like people have kind of missed. I actually, as you guys will know, like, reporting on the IPL is still really, really poor, and it really annoys me sometimes that there isn't a better thing. But these are the sorts of things that we should be getting towards, right? Of, you know, there are different kinds of fan bases already, and that's good. That's a really good thing for the league. You know, you get that a little bit in the Big Bash. You'd certainly notice it in I'd say you notice it in Blast Cricket in the UK. So it's not unique to the IPL, but it actually means that it's a proper league when you start to see those sorts of patterns coming through.
Yeah. And Jarrod, the reason why I was more interested about Lucknow as well, apart from that being my home team, but the thing is that it's a new team, right? It's only come about in 2022. And when I met the guys, when I went to get the memberships, went to speak to them, most of them were CSK fans, admittedly, because of Dhoni, right? And that has been the case for a long time. And
that's also an issue, isn't it?
Yeah, and like guys like me or guys like whoever has just been following the IPL for a long time, how are they going to change their teams now? Like, there's an element of that too, right? Like, they have to go on a winning run for like 10 seasons and get new fans now. I don't think they can get the pre-existing ones, if that makes sense, right? Maybe the casual ones who only follow a player, not the team.
Yeah, I think you've also got to remember that there are a bunch of people who are younger. Let's say, how many years has the IPL been now? 19
years? This is the 19th year.
Yeah. So the next generation of people are much more likely to probably follow teams, whereas the earlier generation were much more likely to probably follow players, just because the teams hadn't existed before, right?
Correct.
So as you go on, that will change. The interesting thing about that is that not international, but professional sport has changed a lot. And, you know, I remember when I first started playing NBA 2K on the mobile app, right? And everyone had Cleveland or Golden State as their team, right? And then LeBron moves to the Lakers, and the next year everyone had Lakers and Golden State as their teams, right?
Yeah.
And if Steph had moved to Charlotte, everyone would have had Charlotte and the Lakers, right? But over a period of time, I do think as people get a little bit older, they probably more associate with teams than they do with players.
Correct.
But when you're young, you probably associate more with players. And again, that's the sort of thing I don't think it's been... We're seeing so many interesting things in the IPL happen really quickly, right? That take generations in other sports. But I do think there is an element at the moment where a lot of young men are getting their sort of... I don't want to say their personality, but their idols are their team. Right? You know, I mean, there's a reason why an idiot like Andrew Tate can actually get anywhere. There's a lot of young men looking for something. We saw that with like Ronaldo as well, like Pete and Messi. You know, we saw that a little, you know, with the tennis players. We're starting to see people do that. But as you get older, you're probably more likely to follow the jersey than you are the person.
Yeah. That's why, Jarrod, you were talking about the RCB women's team, right? The fact that these were all fans from the men's team, like including myself, right? And we all shifted to the women's team because it was just easier to support the team that you have been supporting for so long. But now you're fully invested in that team as well, in that league. So I think that's actually an interesting one. I quite would like if more IPL teams get into the WPL as well, as I feel like that will help with the fan bases. Because then you capture a different demographic of fans too. Because there's not always a overlap in women's cricket and men's cricket fans, right? A lot of them are just exclusive. Like, they're not going to follow both the leagues. So that might, you know...
I think all those things are really interesting because, again, these are things that we haven't seen. Like, Premier League football's just started to have women's teams, right? So the other big league, you know, so football, European football has a little bit of women's football teams.
WNBA is the big one, right?
Yeah, but WNBA isn't the same. They're not the same teams. They're the same cities, but they're not linked, right? So all the teams have completely different names. By the way, I would have given you the longest odds of all time of them getting to 120, and they should get to 120 now.
They are very close.
They've almost managed to play out the 20 overs. That is the bane of Varun's existence.
Nothing like a tail ender playing a one-handed pull shot off your 90-mile-an-hour left-arm speedster, is there?
So, is it Prithray? Prithray 7. Anyone who has been a Punjab fan before last year has been a veteran of battling unimaginable suffering. If we have survived that, we ain't going down. That is very accurate.
I just think, I don't even know why, but there are just different cities. I mean, you can go through America and you can really tell different kinds of, like Boston fans are, and Philadelphia fans of any sports are completely different to Chicago fans and to Denver fans, right? Like it's just obvious. And that's a great thing for the IPL to have got to this quickly. The same for the Big Bash, as I said. There's an element of that in the Big Bash as well. And that's a hard thing to make work, right? I think it's really interesting.
So Sheratan KD is asking us, I've watched the IPL for 15 years and I'm a fan of every team. I don't understand fan bases in sports, honestly. I'm in for extreme cricket.
I say this. I'm probably in cricket only a fan of one team at the moment, and that team lost to fucking Sheffield Shield final yesterday. They were miles ahead in that game as well. Yeah. All they had to do was bat well in the first innings, and they fucked it up. All my friends were like sending me messages going, I can't believe we've lost this game. And I was like, guys, what are you talking about? Like, they needed 100 runs with 5 wickets in hand. They were never going to chase this down. I was thinking of staying up, and I was like, no, they're just going to lose. And I'm going to be so angry all day if I have to watch it. If I wake up in the middle of the night and watch it as well. I did actually wake up at lunch because I figured at lunch, if they hadn't lost many wickets, like I could watch for like a little while. And it was already over. It was just gone. It was done. So yeah. Anyway.
So
the only cricket that matters.
Yander is asking, life as an LSG fan, is home team don't ask, is even easier. Every win is a surprise. Somehow 2 extremely close games every season. Weren't LSG like good for like the first couple of seasons?
Yeah, they had 2 good seasons.
They made the playoffs first year?
Yeah, and the second year.
They made the playoffs first 2 years, yes.
Yeah, first 2 years they made the playoffs. 24 they were not too bad. 25 I feel like they had a bit of a fall off. Yeah.
We've got a concussion test here. Jamie Overton has foreheaded a ball to the fielder there.
They've miraculously got it to 118, Jarrod. I don't know how they've done
it. I would not. I did not see this one coming. I give well done to the market for suggesting this was going to happen. I thought, because I think that the expected runs came down to about 98.
What's a shot that is? Oh, he's smoked the bones out of this one, Jamie Overton.
With concussion.
Jamie Overton is going to come out and say, yeah, Jarrod, yeah, Combox, talk now.
Talk now, Kimber.
That's a good hit. Not sure that's the ball I'd be bowling to Jamie Overton, though, but it's a good hit.
Yeah, that was a good shot.
And they
Rohit Kumar Jha has a question. Yeah, so he asks, shouldn't WPL have states not in the IPL like the Northeast? Oh, I like that question. That is quite a good question actually. But I think some of that would also have to depend on the infrastructure in those states, right? Like we know that in the Northeast we haven't produced a lot of cricketers just yet. I know there's Riyan Parag obviously, and we're literally just having a game in Guwahati right now as we speak. And obviously there's Uma Chhetri from the Indian women's team. And I believe there's been a couple more players here and there who might have debuted or have played at different points. But I think it's an interesting one, but that would be at a much later stage. I wouldn't imagine it can happen so soon. I think the way to do it first is go to the more established bases and build on that. Like for example, Kolkata having a team, Chennai having a team. That's I think the next step to go, according to me.
I didn't like that they half and half this. Either you need to go completely new teams or go for all the sister teams. I think they've kind of gone like you have like UP Warriors.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
So,
exactly, because see, with UP and Gujarat
teams,
and then with the whole UP and Gujarat thing,
new teams, right? Yeah,
exactly. With UP and Gujarat, I feel like it's tough to get behind those teams because they're also not, as you said, they're not related to those teams. And with RCB, Mumbai and Delhi, I think it's a lot easier because a lot of those fans just carry over. It's hard to build new fan bases, I feel.
So Mr. Abbey 1311 has asked us, what makes culture at certain teams like Chennai unique? And if it's so successful, why is it hard to copy by other franchises? Not every team has a Dhoni. That helps.
Not every team is professional. Like, especially with the new league like this, I think Mumbai and Chennai and KKR are probably, unsurprisingly, 3 really, really well-run franchises, and everyone feels like they're quite comfortable with them, and things go on time, and everything goes in the direction. Yeah, 127. Yeah. So 128 to win. We'll have a break after this, but yeah, these are really, really differently run organizations, and you notice it. And if you talk to the players involved, I remember talking when Mumbai was doing really well to the Mumbai guys, and they were just like, we just turn up and we play, and everyone is trying to make sure we win. I can tell you, having been behind the scenes at some other IPL teams, that is not always the case. There are agendas and everything else, but I think in Chennai they've managed to do that. But you could ask this about anyone who's success in any business in the world, right? Like if we knew how to do this, everyone would just do it, and we don't. Should we have a podcast here and then come back for the second innings, gentlemen?
This is my first watch along, guys. I honestly have no idea.
You didn't
what
know.
happens in the middle.
I'm glad the producers haven't told you that. So what we do at the halfway point, Shayan, is some of us go and have wheeze. Some of us cook cauliflower, cheese, and broccoli because that's what we want to have for our dinner. And you guys can do whatever you want. I'm having a wee and then making my dinner. But
before you go, we have 2 super chats. Do you want to get that wrapped up?
Yeah, well, quick. Yeah, or we can do them afterwards.
Yeah. So RR in Punjab jersey. Why add blue and less pink/red/silver? So silver, I think, conflicts with the white ball. That's why they banned it, I think.
Yeah. I think when the ball gets old, it's harder to see, isn't it?
Yeah.
Was there not a ball controversy in the PSL where like the ball appeared to be pink?
It went pink, yeah. Which is crazy. I don't think I'd ever seen that happen in a white ball cricket game before. What was the other one, Varun?
And this was Consent Cricket asks, IPL is just perfect for India. They can even have 20 teams in the future and 4 to 5 months tournament. They should already be going towards that direction.
Yep. And they should be playing 2 games a night. So when we have a dud game like this, we at least have a chance of the other game not being a dud. And I've said that on all 3 watch-alongs so far. I'll continue to say it. Like, I understand it when it was starting, but now I just think you want to give the audience as much chance to be entertained as possible. And at the moment, it's like, I don't know how you guys feel. I just don't think that the IPL's really started yet. Just because we just haven't had a game that has kind of been anything. Yeah. I mean, this could.
I hope.
I couldn't find your question.
Jared, I hope today.
Let's find that after the break. Let's come back after
thriller.
the break, gentlemen. Let's play a show here, and Vignesh will do that, hopefully. 100 years ago, something truly remarkable happened in cricket. No one knew how to get Bradman out. And so, some of the smartest minds in English cricket got together in a smoke-filled room at Lord's, and they talked it out. It is no different than you talking with your uncle, with you whispering at the back of the bus, with you sitting around in the tea room arguing with your friends. This is what we do in cricket. We love the game, we talk about the game. And that is what we do at Combox, where the game lives on.
Episode 104 of the Cricket Picks podcast. I'm Varun Alvakonda and I'm joined by Saurabh Samani and Shayan Ahmed Khan. Today's episode of Cricket Picks is on the greatest IPL innings ever, or at least our favorite, the best, whatever the hell you think it is probably that. And our job is very simple. It's just to annoy you guys with our picks. Gentlemen, any thoughts?
We're going to miss a whole lot of innings. So I think your objective of annoying people will be more than met, because I'm sure the comment section will be filled with, how did you not pick this? How did you not pick that? So I'm
and as always, comments will be calm and reasonable about it as well.
They always are.
They always are, yeah. So yeah, forgot to say, this is a snake style. Is this a snake style draw? This is a snake style draw. It goes 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. I'm going first, I think.
You are first. Shayan is second.
Yeah.
I'm third.
Yes. So I'm just going to go purely vibes with this. I'm taking Tala's 84 or 48 versus RCB in the famous game where they lose by 1 run. Yeah, I don't care about objectivity with this podcast. I'm going with my favorite. It is by some distance my favorite MS Dhoni innings in the IPL. And the 2019, you'd also say, was the last time MS was an actual batter in the IPL and not like a post-credit scene, and not a cameo, right?
So your first pick is something that didn't make my list.
That's fair. I think that's understandable.
Yeah. Which one was this? This was in Chennai. No, in Bangalore.
Bangalore, yeah. This is the one where Neely chases 26 versus Umesh. I think he comes in.
Oh, right, that match. Okay. So you have picked in a losing cause. The first pick, the greatest IPL innings is in a losing cause, and it's not a century. It's
Yes, sir.
I like it.
Yeah.
Who's next?
Then.
You're next, Shayan.
Yeah. It's my turn. I'll go with Chris Gayle 170 pretty much. I was expecting Varun to pick that as the
That will
first
be
obvious one. Not just because it is the highest score, but because it is also the fastest IPL 100. And getting there in 30 balls back in 2013, that was just something really ridiculous to me, I think. And it was also, I think if you remember that game, I think it's Bhuvi and another bowler, I can't remember who,
Luke Wright.
but they don't go for any runs, but still, yeah, Luke Wright,
Luke
exactly.
Wright.
I was thinking, but I wasn't not sure. Yeah, so those two didn't go for any runs, and still RCB managed to score 263. So I think that was quite
And we
ridiculous.
can
And
all blame
even that
Dilshan
was
for
the
them
word.
not making 300.
Yeah, and that was also the IPL record for quite some time, right? I think until the recent seasons, them getting there, and it was a pretty big deal. So the whole thing of 263 and 49 was always there with RCB, that they had the highest score and the lowest score. And Chris Gayle was, funnily enough, part of both of those innings. And I think 175, I think that has to be the best innings for me.
I think
You know
we
what would
have
be-
to put it up there, right?
Yeah, that should have been the first pick, Varun. But
Yeah, exactly.
Have to go rogue sometimes.
you know what would be great is if RCB get the new record, which is 263 plus 49. So they make what would that be 312. That will be the new record. They breach 300 and they do it with 263 plus 49.
Indeed.
Uh,
Impacts of plus
Uh,
95 for that knock, by the way.
Oh, wow. That is ridiculous.
that I'm assuming that's the highest impact ever for any IPL now?
Yes.
Yeah, has to be, I think. Or at least
Okay.
close.
So is it my turn?
Yes, you have 2 picks.
Okay, so I actually made I did some amount of research before this. I used the help of Cricket Force Smart Stats. I was very kindly given the list of highest impact innings by Smart Stats. So I used that to help me whittle it down a little. I still have more than 15 that I want to pick, but I at least got hold of some of them that were not maybe so famous. So what I'll do is I'll pick the first one will be one of the open goals. So I'll go Suresh Raina's 87 in the 2014 qualifier 2, which actually would have beaten Gale for the quickest 100 if that run out hadn't happened, if George Bailey had missed. And or Varun wants to blame Brendan McCullum for that. That is completely fair. We can blame. Actually, it's the season to blame him, right? So we can actually blame him for whatever has happened. But that was hitting of a quality and cleanness and level that I don't think has been replicated in the IPL. Like, of course, Gale and the McCullum in the first match, and there have been a lot of Abhishek Sharma, Travis Head, Heinrich Klaassen, all of these guys' knocks have been there, but a lot of that you feel is slightly finesse married to brute force or power or something, or or Andre Russell, Pollard, whoever. This one was just clean hitting, but it didn't seem like, when I was watching it didn't seem as if there was a lot of power. Of course there was, but it just was so clean that it just sort of whistled off the bat. It was amazing to watch, and I thought, which was unthinkable then, that he would chase down 230, and I thought, like, here we go, Chennai make yet another final, and everyone is going to say again that, oh, it was fixed, because they barely made it to the playoffs that year. I think they like in many years they sort of just scraped through and made it to the playoffs, because that year
they were good that season. What happens is there is another knock which may or may not be picked that moves them from 2 to 3. I think they were always well ahead. I think they lose 3 in a row, but they were never out of the playoffs race in that season. I think 2012 that is when RCB bottled it. 2012 is when RCB bottled it and easily let them through, basically.
2010 is when Dhoni punched his helmet and got them over the line in the last match and all that. Right. Okay, my mistake. But for my money, Kolkata Knight Riders and Punjab Kings, or Kings 11 Punjab as they were called, were clearly the two best sides in that IPL, and they deserve to be in the final. But Raina single-handedly would have prevented that if he wasn't run out. So Raina 87 is my first pick. And for my second, there are a couple of open goals, but I'm thinking I'll pick some of the non-open ones so that I get those picks in. and I'll leave the open goals to you guys. So actually, yeah, I'll pick a Virat Kohli knock. It's a Virat Kohli 113, quite astonishingly, but it is not the 113 he scored against Rajasthan Royals, which came off 72 balls. It is the 113 he made against Punjab in 2016. That was the reason I'm picking it is for two. I mean, I don't know if it ranks. I mean, of course, it would have had a good impact, but I don't think it ranked in the top 10 also for impact. But it was in a 15 over match. He made 113 of 50 balls, and he did it with a hand that was so badly cut that you can't hold a spoon with that hand. So I have seen, images of what the injury was like. It was terrible. It was just, I mean, I remember at that time, 2016, thinking that his season is done. Instead of the season being done, he just came out and hit a 113 of 50 balls in that knock. I think he had some 11 stitches or something, if I remember, and all in this small portion of the hand. So deep the cut was that it needed 11 stitches in that portion. So just for that, which doesn't count, in any impact scores or something, like how, with what sort of injury you have done it, and RCB were also facing virtual knockouts in all of their last few league matches. They needed to keep winning to qualify, so there was that added pressure. So just because of
4-4.
and because we can't have this list without picking one Virat Kohli knock unless we want our houses to be stoned. So I'm doing the honors and I'm picking that one. That is my it's weird. My favorite Virat Kohli knock is 113 and my least favorite one is also 113. So I'm picking the one I like.
Understandable. It's back to Shayan again.
Yeah, I don't think I would have picked it so high, but I would have probably mentioned it as one of the innings that I have a personal connection.
I agree.
It's not.
I remember following that season very closely.
I love that knock, but I don't think it's
not.
It's in the top 10
fourth.
for 15. I think
it's not fourth for me. I just picked it so that it's there in the list.
that's
So
fair.
that yeah.
Understandable again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right then. Looks like I have the next one. I think I'll go with the final innings. I'll go with Shane Watson 117 in the 2018 final. And what makes that innings ridiculous is that of the first 10 balls, he didn't even score a run. And correct me if I'm wrong, no, wait, that was the other season. 2019 was the season where he was not making any runs and then he turns up in the final, right? I think he still had an impact in 2018. But the fact that, stepping up against that SRH bowling attack, which was very much, I think, back then, a bowling team. So performing against them in the final, chasing down a decent score in a final, I think we have to talk about that innings for sure. And anything specific that you remember, probably if you covered that game, Saurabh, what stood out to you?
No,
probably the way he took down Sandeep or Rashid at later points.
I wasn't at that game, but I also had that very high, and because it was in a final, and not because of the final tax that high pressure, but because typically the teams that make the playoffs are the ones who are the best performing in that IPL season, right?
True.
I mean, if you look at just the squads, everybody has a good squad, but it all depends on that season's form and who has the breakout season that year. So if you have reached the final, you have had a lot of things going right for you that season and a lot of quality. So against that, if you make a big score, I would give that a little bit extra weightage. So that one was pretty high up for me also.
So he makes 43 of 16 against Sandeep Sharma, 31 of 11 against Siddharth Kaul. Against Shakib, he goes 8 for 3, and against Rashid, he goes 14 of 10. So I think he doesn't actually take down Rashid to that extent, but it's the two Indian paces that he really goes after. And Bhuvi, he plays out comfortably 3 of 10. So again, Watson qualifies as one of those intelligent T20 batters for me. I think his numbers don't always look the prettiest, especially in the IPL, I would say, where I think he has an average of 32, strike rate of 133, which might be worse numbers than you remember him for. But it's the fact that his impact as an all-rounder and then probably across T20 cricket in general, he has pretty solid numbers as a batter too. But I think it was this ability of his to, really perform when it mattered the most. I know this sounds a bit cringe at times, but the fact that he has done it over and over again across tournaments, the ironic thing is that he he actually flopped for RCB back in 2016 with the ball and couldn't finish it with the bat. So that thing will always be there for RCB fans. But yeah, I think we have to mention.
I
the
mean, in
selection.
his defense, he was their best bowler in that tournament. That bubble had to burst at some
Yeah,
point.
I completely agree.
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
it burst
I
all over
remember-
their face in the final.
Whenever
So-
people used to,
Yeah.
The thing is, whenever people used to diss RCB and they used to be like, oh, Shane Watson was their main bowler, I used to be like, guys, he had a good season. It's just that he flopped in the final. He wasn't bad for them as such with the ball.
And Shane,
We love the game, but we love the stories. Fans have stories. Former players have stories. Journalists have stories as well. Combox brings them all together. The game lives on. It's like watching the Avengers assemble there. Just who's going to be on? Oh, Shayan's back. Oh, Varun's here. Jarrod's here. Rob's here.
we have Rob.
Hello.
In
Oh,
fact,
Robbie's here.
can we just add another person? Robbie has woken up. Robbie's available.
Wale! How are you?
Rob, we just had a
Friends.
dodgy misfield on the first ball. How are you feeling emotionally?
I know. That's why I came on to rant.
And he skied it right in the air, and he's been robbed.
Oh!
Okay.
Come on, Rob. Let's go. You and me.
Oh
Oh
my
my
God.
God. Oh God, what is happening? Seriously.
And it's what's worse there? Is it the 2 or the 4?
It's a 4.
God, how is he?
The drop catch in the 4.
We're kicking it into the
Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God, it's the third one. He kicks it twice into the fence. Have a look. He actually kicked it twice.
I'm going back.
Guys,
See you later, lads. Nice to see you all. again.
Jarrod, can I do shisha while doing this live as well?
I don't care. I don't even really know what shisha is. I just know that you're always sucking on a pipe when I chat to you. And then sometimes you're doing shisha. Hi-oh!
Hey-oh. So Yuvanchi's in the house.
Where's Rob going? Rob, don't go anywhere, man. Stay.
Nah, you're all good.
And we
I'm
have
only here for like half an hour.
I honestly think if I was Matt Henry after that drop catch and then punching the ball to the boundary and then kicking the ball over the boundary, I would have walked off. I don't think enough bowlers just walk off when something like that happens.
Robbie, you say you're here for half an hour, but if Suryavanshi is on it, he can finish this in half an hour.
You can.
Yeah, what are you going to do with the last 5
Oh
minutes?
my God. And he swung wildly again, and it's just I don't know what happened there. He just fell short.
He is an unbelievable watch, Suryavanshi.
I either want this chased in the power play or this to be like a close game. I don't want like a 15 over chase.
No, I want
Yeah.
it chased in the power play.
Yeah,
If it's a
same.
15
Like,
over
I
chase,
need
how
it.
angry will you lads be?
Because that's the worst kind of chase, isn't it, Robbie? Where it's like we have to. We know you're gonna win, and you're gonna make us suffer through the whole game, just so because it's our job, right? It's like there's
We've
always the
already
worst
seen that
chase.
in the first innings, right? Where
Yeah.
we've seen the other version of it where the team has basically lost, but we've still seen another 8 overs of them just going about it.
And he's just it's a bit too bolts, a bit too leg
Gotcha.
side, and he's tugged it away for 4. Yeah, good over that to defend a low target.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
He
really
got
want
the
power
first.
play runs me. The more the merrier.
Did you get a good line? How did we get screwed on the plus 120, Rob? if I was betting, I would have put all of my money on that.
So it was their best ever 10th wicket partnership, Chennai. And both teams were doing silly things throughout that partnership. Like Raj were letting them have the one when Overton had 1 ball left in the over. Like, I don't get that. Although Cambodge can back on, he's got a first class 50. He can knock it around a bit. It was all right. But they were just like, we don't care if you score 100 or 130. We're still going to bash the runs off dead quick. So who cares? But
I
I
think
watched
it
the
did look a little bit like simulated innings on the video game, where you're just like, oh, it doesn't matter if you get 100 or if you get 120, it's not going to matter here. The wicket isn't that bad.
So Jared, this was just a super chat just before we went on
yeah.
the break. So India can probably field 2 more T20 ad teams batting wise probably, but we have but do we have the bowling for it then? I don't think so. The bowling does fall off a bit.
Third team
The
bowling
first
will be an
attack.
issue.
If you go back to the great Australian teams and you have a look at who their backup bowlers would have been if they had a second side. They always had the batting. It's hard to find 10 or 15 international quality bowlers at any one point. That's a hell of an appeal. I'm giving that out on the appeal.
They've got to have a look, haven't they?
Sometimes, if you're willing to
They-
go that deep into an
See
appeal,
see where Sanju was. Like, listen, bowlers will always fucking appeal like it's
Yeah.
everything that hits the pad is out. Like, it's just a bowler thing, right?
Also,
Yeah, but he
Khalil has
was-
massively
he-
upped the hair game. I think it's much better
Yeah.
than last season.
you say that he's run backwards for 30 meters. I'm sorry, if you can run backwards for 30 meters, you deserve a wicket. Also, Robbie, if you could put your microphone roughly close to where your face is.
No. No.
That was a good ball, though. That was a really, really good
Yeah.
delivery. It swung a bit
Seemed
in
a
both
bit.
in both
Yeah.
innings, hasn't it? At the start,
Yeah.
a little bit of swing.
Yeah, it
Joffre
seemed
doesn't
a lot
usually
in
swing the
first
ball that
innings.
much.
Yeah.
It's the rain, isn't it? It juiced the pitch.
No.
Gave us some swing.
Which
The
rain?
overhead gave us the swing in the
Which
first
rain?
innings, I think.
What rain?
The rain before the game. This
the
was
rain
this game was really in doubt weather-wise. Is this too high or just doing too much or what?
No, that's
I
missing.
just thought it was
high, I
swinging
think.
too much.
Too high.
That review is too dumb.
Yeah. It's like that sort of review which you don't really have any hope, but you have to take it. Because what will you do saving a review in a 128 defense?
You know what
Yeah,
you should be
check.
taking? Catches.
Do you know what you should do?
Don't-
if
don't
you
get
drop the
wrong
catch, you
side,
shouldn't then punch and kick the ball onto the boundary.
How many misfields on that ball, Jarrod? 3?
Oh. I'm not even sure he picked it up well after it hit the rope.
So that over, right? Let's just run through it. First ball was a disgraceful misfield for 2. You're defending 130 against a team that like whacking it, right? So first one is disgraceful misfield for 2. Third ball is a drop that then stops a yard inside the rope and the fielder slide tackles it into the rope for 4. Like, just don't bother then. Just don't bother if you're not going to come out and try and defend it.
Oof. That should drop the mood in the dressing room quickly.
Game 1 of the IPL. Get up for it.
Oof. Good ball, that.
Yeah, that's a good ball.
Yeah.
Jared, get on the live feed, man. Get on the right
The
feed.
other day I was ahead of you. I'm on the same feeds. I don't know what's going on with me, man. I've gone from ahead of everyone to behind everyone. Also, what I don't understand is, Varun, are you watching it on my dodgy stream? On my account?
on the live stream.
I don't know what account are you talking about.
You used to use my account to watch games sometimes in the UK.
No, that's I only use that for, like, what do you call it, when Sky doesn't have it.
Oh, that's for BT, is it? So,
Yeah.
are you watching it on Sky or Virgin?
I watch it on Sky, yeah.
But on your iPad?
No, I'm using a different stream on my iPad. It's on Sky on my TV.
So what stream do you have on your iPad? Because I don't understand why you're ahead of me.
We cannot, I don't believe we can legally state that.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, you'll have to send me that link then, because I couldn't work it out. I thought you were using my account and somehow watching the game before me. That would have been very annoying.
How excited are people in the comments
Spit it out
about
again,
which stream Varun's got, by the way?
No, you say that. As you know, when we did Cricket 8, people get very obsessed with which stream you're using and why, whether you're ahead or behind, right?
Yeah.
We can't tell you.
Shot.
I mean, 2 off 5 balls from Khalil against these two is pretty damn impressive.
Yeah. To be fair, Khalil is a good power play bowler. I will give him that. Like last season, he was getting quite a few wickets. I think towards the back end, he tapers off a bit, but you would back him with the new ball.
I think there was one season where he was always 1 for 20 and then finished 1 for 40 because of that.
Yeah,
terrible
yeah,
last
yeah.
over.
That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a perfect situation where you just don't really want him bowling towards the end, do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good hair, though, which is all that matters.
For a left arm
Again,
seamer,
Jarrod,
that too, Jarrod.
Like, as a swing bowler, shouldn't he be bowling the first over and Henry the second because he was more wobble bowly?
I think Henry loves the brand new ball because that's the only thing that can explain it, taking the ball ahead of Duffy as well. I just think he loves when the ball is absolutely brand new.
This kid, man. Is he still 14 years old?
No, he's
I think he's
15
officially
now.
15 now.
Or is he officially 15? When was he officially 15? Like yesterday or something?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think very recently.
I thought when he turned 15, they'd get a helmet that looked like it actually could fit his head. He always seems. I don't even know how he hits any ball because it always feels like to me the helmet is in the wrong position every time he plays a shot.
Yeah, he was 15 on the first game, day of the first game.
Yeah, that's right. Because he couldn't play for India until he turned 15, Rob.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Does that mean
That's a rule I didn't know existed until he came along.
Same. Yeah,
Same.
exactly.
Did you know about that one, Robbie? That you had to be 15 to play for India?
What? Who said that?
You have to be fit. Yeah.
You have to be.
Suryavanshi couldn't play for India until he turned 15.
Yeah.
So does that mean
I know, I'd
Shayan
never heard of it
Kohli was a
either.
lie?
I'd never heard. I mean, what would the rule be in Pakistan? You have to be 8 to play for the team.
Yeah. Does that mean Shayan Kohli was a lie?
Yeah, we were sold lies.
Yeah. Absolute robbery, that.
Imagine if Afghanistan had that rule, half their team wouldn't be able to play. Even when their children, even when their players have children, they're still.
Did you look at the under 19 side?
Exactly.
That played the World Cup. Whoa.
It's not fair. It's not fair. And the thing is,
Yeah.
right, you're watching Suryavanshi age 14 and you think he shouldn't be playing in this. He's too good to play in the under 19s. He's 14 playing under 19s. Like, I remember playing a couple of years above.
Oh,
when I was
sorry.
playing football.
Educate me,
Everyone's-
guys. What is this rule about being 15 to play for India?
That's what they said.
That was what it was said at the time, that he couldn't play for India until he turned 15. There's a regulation.
Who said that?
It's been all over the press for the last week.
What?
I know that your response is the same response I have. I haven't fact checked it, but I'm assuming it was everywhere, so it must be
Yeah,
true.
I think it's been everywhere.
No, if it was everywhere, I would have seen it.
Well, you didn't see it, and the rest of us saw it, so maybe we're just better than you.
No, you guys.
You know who Clavicular is? Maybe you're spending too long looking at looks-maxing TikTokers.
No. Do you think I need to look for look maxing TikTok videos?
Cheyenne,
You look about 15 with the new haircut, mate.
yeah. Yeah, maybe you're now
thanks.
no longer legal to play for India. But Rob, do you know what it reminded me of? Do you remember in the old days those really bad men's magazines like FHM and I don't know what
No, I never bought any of those.
No, but you know what?
Yeah, go on.
They used to do this thing, Robbie, that obviously you can't do anymore. But every time there was like a hot underage actress, they would have a countdown until she was legal. And they did it. I swear they did it for hundreds of them, right? It was so bad.
Appalling, isn't it? It is
But when I saw this thing with my mum and I saw people go 2 days until he's legal to play for India, I was just like, oh my God, this is like Millie Bobby Brown all over again, or whoever the Millie Bobby Brown was before her she was. Although she looks about 40, so I don't know. But
I don't know who that is.
Stranger Things.
I don't know what that is.
The protagonist.
What's Stranger Things TV show?
Yeah, I'm surprised.
Story
you
of your
haven't
Yeah,
life.
it's a Netflix TV show.
watched it. All the women you've ever dated.
Oh wow, that wouldn't be a very long show.
One day we'll get into Rob Barron's dating history. Maybe not today, although this game isn't far off.
Be a good podcast.
Oh,
what's
what
a
a
shot
shock
again?
that is.
Yeah.
He's
that a
really,
six?
really
Oh,
good at he. He's
a
such
six.
a great watch.
Oh
Just
my god.
so I watched them. I watched them going through his before the game. They did that really. It doesn't mean anything with everybody else, but it does for him. They do the drawing on his bat swing. But his goes round and round again. Watch it. So it starts down, then up, then down, and then all the way up, and like hits himself on the back with it. It's extraordinary how he can do that. It's so
By
good.
the way, like Vaibhav Suryavanshi about to have a talk now Robbie paper up once he has a good innings.
What a monster he is.
Well, to be fair, he was. What did I say about Vaibhav Suryavanshi?
No, I understand you, Robbie, but like never let facts get in the way of a good narrative.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Basically, I think what you said was that he might have second
He
season
rides his
blues.
luck. Yeah.
Yeah, and he rides his luck
And
a
if that
bit.
catch was
He's still-
taken, if that catch was
And
taken,
people
that
will
would have been-
overanalyze him more. You were
True
right.
for
That's
this
definitely
game.
correct. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think the
Because they
idea
did bowl
that
to
he's
the plan.
Yeah.
They did
the
go
idea
to the
that he's
plan.
this
The
good
plan
now and
did
he's going to
work,
be
it's just
slightly
that he
better every
dropped
year.
the catch.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But the idea that
like,
he's
he
good
will
now.
get better.
Yeah. But
I
he's not
actually
going to
think
get.
the second season blues is a good thing for Vaibhav
Yeah, exactly.
because he will learn a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Because how many balls in these 6? He's played 8 balls, right? He's hit 6 balls in the air.
Yeah.
And
23 for one,
two
basically.
2 or 3 that have just popped in no man's land.
Yeah, we
That's
might
not
have
going
to
to happen the rest of his career, right?
Well, he hit that one to backward point before. I still don't know how backward point didn't take that catch. It's like he gave up halfway around.
Yeah.
Jarrod, you're turning into Rob.
No, because the
Tracking
difference is
catches
I
around.
understand that you can drop catches.
But I can't understand how you can drop them if you're a professional athlete.
I guess we have one professional athlete here, so
Robbie
You
never dropped a catch.
any road, did you?
yeah,
Never dropped a
never.
catch.
Do you win every bet you place?
I have to be honest with you. No, I don't. Quite a long way away from that. Sizewell's getting in on the fun. Only 4 though.
Yeah.
Yeah, ball stop swinging now.
Have you got stats on how often you win a bet? Is it what, about 57%?
So I used to keep when I was doing it full time. I bet full time on cricket for like 12 years. Didn't have any other sources of income, and so I kept proper records then. But the records went by the end because it wasn't like I was trying to have certain amounts on each bet. It was literally by the end trying to get on as much as you possibly could, which was nothing. But yeah, like the guys that I work with towards the end who are betting on the exchanges, you know that market we talk about, Robbie, where there's been £50 million traded every day or whatever. If you said to those guys, you're going to win, you're going to make a return on your money of 1.5% this year, they would snap your hand off. Whereas when I was doing it, because they're betting in huge numbers, these guys, right? They're having enormous bets into the market. But I'm betting on player runs. I'm backing Suyavanshi to be out bowled at 6-1, all this sort of stuff. I can make 15-20% easy, but I'm only allowed a tiny fraction of what those guys are getting on their bets, right? So the very best in the world are probably only winning 52 days out of 100. Do you know what I mean? It probably is that, but they're turning over absolute stacks. Whereas I will have a lot more winning days out of 100 than they do, but they're the ones that are buying houses for cash, and I'm, clearly can't afford to dress myself, sort of thing. What does Richard say here?
But
Richard said he bet on cricket for 12 years. He's still in a house. He did good.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I agree. But what does it take for you to do this, like, as a source of income, like to do this professionally, to put food on the table for you and your family? Like, does it require a certain amount of discipline, strategy, stats, data,
Beards.
all of that, right? I'd imagine.
Fake accounts.
What's that?
Discipline is huge. And managing your bankroll, poker players are very good at talking about that. It's like, I've got this. So it's when I started, I was a kid and I didn't have a family to support. And I didn't really care if I lost everything, because the downside of losing everything when you're 25 is you get a job, right? Or you eat beans on toast for the rest of the month or whatever it is. But now, if I lost everything, then I would lose my house and my wife would be very upset with me for losing the house. But yeah, discipline's a big part of it. And you also need a mindset. I read a book once. That's the story.
Just that one book.
I read a book, and the guy was a really good pro gambler, and he said you need a very specific type of brain to do it properly, because you need the meticulous attention to detail like a surgeon. You've got to really, really get into the stats. You've got to do your work. You can't miss. You've got to be accurate with everything. But when the bet is there to be had, you need the like axe murderer, ruthless, I am smashing this. This is my opportunity. Because when this game is going on now, for example, if I was betting on this game, my brain, because I've done it hundreds of thousands of times, just like you face balls in cricket, my brain knows that the odds are wrong for the 5 seconds, but I've got 5 seconds to act here. So I have to make my decision dead quick. I've got to be like, right, I am smashing this now. I know it's wrong. I don't have time to go and look it up, because the odds are going to move after this ball. The opportunity might have gone. So that's when the kind of, it's not muscle memory, but it's the same sort of thing, right? I've done it millions of times. I'm going to do it again. Whereas when you're facing balls, you know what instinctively what you're meant to do, don't you? When the ball is in the slot, you're like, well, your body just goes, all right, here we go, then 4, lovely. I guess there are similarities in that, but the main reason why I did it is because I wasn't good enough at playing sport to make money out of it. And so you live the real dream by being good enough at sport to make money playing sport, but then the next best thing is watching it and making money by being able to watch it.
But it's so much more complicated than he makes out, because the other problem is that if you get good at
It is
gambling,
you're absolutely right, because I'm just thinking he's making it sound like it's not much, but it must be so nuanced.
yeah. But here's the other thing, Robbie. He's not just gambling. He also has to come up with, if you win too much on a betting account, they shut you down. So he's not gambling from his own accounts, because if he does that, he will be shut down. So he's spending all of his time getting beard accounts. So he has to get relationships with people. And then he has to keep in his head how much money he's bet on this account, this account, this account, on this account, on one bet, while he's going through it. I've watched him do it live. It is honestly like I've never thought more that we need, drugs to help people mentally, because there was something actually watching him go through it. I was like, this man needs counseling. He needs a warm hug. He needs a candle by the side of his bed. It's full on watching him do it and put those out.
Yeah.
I
mean,
can imagine. And like on average, how many bets would you place on across these accounts when you're
so
pro betting?
in an IPL game, I would probably have 50 bets across an IPL game. And before the game, I'd probably have, that's live. Before the game, I'd probably have 20? It'd be like player runs, who's going to get the most runs for each team, who's going to get the most wickets. Like today, the angle was, there's rain about, right? But if you look at Rajasthan's numbers as they're mowing it here, Rajasthan are one of the best. I'm giving stuff away here, so if you're watching this, you're getting gold for free, right? As far as betting goes, but Rajasthan are one of the best first over teams you could ever wish to have, because Jaiswal's first ball numbers are insane. He is multiple 6 first ball, and his boundary percentage first ball is higher than anyone that's ever played T20. And at the other end is a man who scores fast. Well, he's not a man. At the other end is a child that scores faster than him. He's like 3 6s and innings in his IPL career so far. And the bookies are dumb because they don't do any work, right? And some of them are my very close personal friends. And I'm very happy to call them dumb. I call them a lot worse if they were with us now. But they're putting up lines like for the first over for Rajasthan, like 6.5. And that is crazy. Their median is not 6.5. It's 9.5 or 10. And they think that Rajasthan, the line for Rajasthan before this game for the first 6 overs is 55. And then you look at the weather and it's like, well, there's rain about. So chances are shortened game was quite likely at the start. The rain stayed away as it happened. But if the game's shorter, they're going to score more runs, aren't they, in the first 6? Because they've only got 10 overs to play with or whatever. That's a shot, by the way. Bloody hell. Imagine being able to do that when you're 50.
He's moved to what, 38 or 13?
Madness.
Yeah.
Yeah, so one of the things...
Blue Eagles is asked repeats of last season loading again for CSK.
Yeah, they were really... I'm right in saying, Shayan will remember because he probably edited the piece I wrote, the market had CSK as third favourite, didn't they?
Last season, I think they were rated pretty highly.
I think last season they were second favourite, weren't they?
Last season, I believe Mumbai and Chennai were rated pretty highly last season.
But even this year, I thought weren't they third favourite in our piece?
This year, I can't confirm. I was away for Eid.
Oh, did you not publish that one?
Yeah, I think Saurabh was on that.
Sorry, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'll just bring it up. I've got it here somewhere. Because, yeah, they were third favourite. Chennai coming into this season. I don't think they're third favourite now. I can do the live odds for you in a moment if you want. But yeah, it's...
Oh, no, it's come on in the power play.
Yikes.
Well, someone's got to come on. Sleep.
Suryavanshi control percentage of 54, by the way, guys. He's smashing it everywhere, but there is an element of luck to that.
That's his normal, isn't it?
Norm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they came into what?
Spit.
Yeah, they were third favourites. It's ridiculous. And the
So
market
that
has
ball has
obviously
actually just
changed
missed
quite a bit.
everyone, by the way, and it was 4 byes somehow.
Yeah, I don't think Dhoni lets that go past him for 4 byes.
Are wicket keepers allowed to use their pads anymore, or are they banned?
Or themselves. They're allowed to use their body, aren't they, to stop the ball? That's part of the rules.
Rob, here's a question for you. Why is CSK not using Urval? His high intent can be used against opponents.
I think he's my favourite Chennai player, Urville. I absolutely love him. I know Brevis is a big deal, by the way. Like, him being injured hurts their team a lot.
Are you saying they're worse with Matthew Short batting at number 4, being that he's never batted there before and is shit at it?
I mean, how bad was his knock today? Was he 2 off 7? That was pretty rubbish, wasn't it? He also, like, when I did the first innings with our traders here, and one of our traders just said, as soon as Sandeep came on, he said, well, obviously he's going to bowl quite slow and straight here, so Short needs to be careful. And he bowled quite slow and straight, and Short just chipped it straight to, was it cover or somebody?
Yeah.
So like, what are you doing?
No,
man?
mid-wicket.
Like, was it mid-wicket? Sorry, you got to know. Surely you got to know what Sandeep bowls. Somebody must be telling him this, or he's getting a lot of money to bat for this team.
Did you see that catch, by the way, Rob? We were talking about it on air a lot. When Jaiswal took the catch and instantly started complaining about something, the ball was almost
same
not.
catch, I think.
Spider cam.
It was Spider
is
Cam.
that
We
what it
never
was?
saw it. I
Oh,
assumed it was
okay.
Spider Cam, yeah.
Oh,
And he
6.
has launched it. Oof.
Yo, this kid's amazing.
but it's another. I've mentioned this once or twice before. Another advert for catching the ball when you get a chance. Because what was he on then? 2 or something?
Would you say catching is important?
It's more important than any of these professional cricket teams think. That's for sure. Yeah, that was his first ball. He got dropped, and now what's he doing?
It's gone again. That's
I mean,
50.
what a
in
shot
15
And
that
that's
balls.
his 50 of 15 balls.
Insane.
What a shot! What power! Is that all the bat swing, Robbie? Like, how is he generating so much power for such a young kid?
Exactly what you said. It goes down, goes up, goes down, and goes up again, and then goes all around to the end, to the back of the head. See, there's up, down, up, all around.
Nuts.
That's how he
Just like
generates
how he
bat
just
speed,
doesn't
right?
have a concept of like a lower gear. He just always.
Yeah, he's
he's
kind of
always
made for
really
you,
good
isn't he,
fences.
Varun?
No, I love him. I love him. I just love it.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, like in the longer run, you do want him to develop some semblance
No!
of red ball skills, but
Shut
he's so
up.
young.
No, I want him to bat like this in red ball cricket.
It would be hilarious if he did.
Weber for the test team, number 3.
Needed, man. We
Life
need
will
it. I
happen.
need it bad. I need it bad.
Anyway, glad we've had some good games to start the tournament.
At least it wasn't 200 chased again. At least the bowlers had something to do, didn't they, in this one?
So Jaiswal's had a very quiet power play. They still made 74, by the way. Like, how many power plays in a row have you had with that many runs have been made? It's
Rob-
crazy. Was that
Rob,
third
someone
now?
wants you to start a Telegram channel here.
Pay me.
That's what they're saying. Read it.
I am.
Rob,
what
I'm
would it
telling
take
you.
for you to send paid cricket tips? I am allowed to do it because we just won't. We'll have a rule between us all here that nobody will tell my work, and we won't call myself me. And I will definitely do it. I just need enough money, right? I've got a mate. Again, I don't mean to show off, but I've got a mate, and
Just the one.
he knows very little about horse racing, but he's got quite a good mouth, and he knows like the game enough. And he set up one of those things. I think I've never been on Instagram in my life, but he's got an Instagram account, and he's very good at like talking about it when he wins and stuff. He earned. He told me the other day, and I saw the numbers. He earned something like 70 grand in the last 10 months by just talking to people and saying back this horse, and he doesn't know anything. And I just think, well, why isn't somebody paying me £1 million to tell them things that actually do win? So Insane Looney, yeah, set it all up, and I'll send you the tips and send me £1 million a year, and great, done. Is that a reasonable amount? $1 million a year?
Yeah, you've earned that. How many years have you done pro betting?
Well, I've been doing.
Oh, wow!
How's he called that?
That is a stunner
Surfraz.
from the guy who misfielded the first ball off the game.
No, was that Surfraz?
Lovely
Was it?
take.
Oh, okay.
That is Sarfraz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
An
Karthik
absolute
was the one who dropped it,
peach.
right? Yeah, that's a great one.
Did he rub the ball on the ground then?
No.
I don't think he did.
No.
We'll see now.
No, he's good.
No, he didn't.
That way.
okay.
No, he's
He's
good.
very good.
Yeah.
Well,
So I think this is for you three, by the way. Just putting it here to get the crack conversation back from yesterday. And Robbie
I
loving
wanna
the Marty
know-
Supreme look.
I would like to know if
Thanks, man.
Shayan's ever had crack.
guys, like, why are we doing this every day?
What crack?
Why are we doing crack every day? I don't know, Robbie, but we just are.
It's really Moorish though. That's why we do it every day.
Once you pop, you can't stop. Is that crack or Pringles? I can't remember. Also, you can stop eating Pringles really easily because they're shit.
I've never been a Pringles man.
They're not potatoes anymore. They're only 20% potatoes, right?
Yeah, they're the worst. But even amongst crisps, they've got to be the worst crisps. I don't understand Pringles at all. But maybe they're made from Maris Piper potatoes. Callback.
I mean, we managed to get crack and potatoes back into the conversation already. That's good going.
Can we educate people about what Maris Piper potatoes are?
I mean, I think it was the first name that me and Rob could come up with that was a potato. If you're being
No,
honest.
first name you could come up with, maybe. I had loads of potatoes that could have filled in instead of Majib in my locker. Could have
Okay.
had Edward.
Was Red Rooster? Is there a Red Rooster one?
I've not heard of a red rooster potato.
Maybe I made that up.
Is that an Australian thing?
Don't know. No, Red Rooster. Yeah. They're really good Red Roosters. You can get them in supermarkets over here. Brett says, Jarrod, if batting average is affected by not outs, shouldn't drop sitters also be considered? Also, quick thoughts on the new quicks, Karthik and Brajesh. So, I don't think we covered this from before. We actually, there is already an element that we can look at control percentage. So, it's not that batting average is that is going to consider it, because you're not going to put drop catches in the batting average, but you do actually, there is another metric that we already have that would look into that sort of stuff already. A quick thoughts on the new quicks, Karthik and Brajesh. I can't actually remember Karthik bowling now, but Brajesh, I just thought was a little bit slow. I like the way he rolled his fingers, but 128 to 132 Ks is not fast. So he'd have to be really skillful, and a couple of times he lost the ball down the leg side, I noticed. First game, though, not the end of the world. But yeah, you would hope he would be a little bit quicker than that.
Also on the batting average thing, do you remember like there was a piece where someone did this for the test batters where they looked at the batting averages till the first drop or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the other one you could do.
So I did that piece. I did a piece similar to that for Cricket 4 years ago, because we had a theory that Johnny Bairstow was having a really lucky run with being dropped, and that's why he had a really high average. But the more work we did on it, he definitely did he hit the ball in the air a lot in Test cricket, Johnny Bairstow. Yeah. But he was also hitting it really hard, so people were dropping it, which I think you have to factor in as well.
Also, like Harry Brook is similar, isn't he? He hits the ball very hard and he keeps getting dropped. Yeah.
And it's the same with
Is there a
Labuschagne, right?
correlation hitting the ball very hard being dropped?
Yeah. There was a bunch of middle order players we found who were known to be harder hitters of the ball, who were getting dropped more.
So it's usually the guys that get dropped are like the ones that deviate from the normal. It's either guys with extremely soft hands who where the ball comes much slower than you think, or someone who hit the ball much harder than you would think.
That's what I was about to say.
Especially close up, right?
The other guys we found, so if you look when Marnus was getting dropped all the time, and if you go back and you have a look at them, I looked at the footage, a lot of those drops are under knee height in the slips, right? They're dropping their slow balls. And there was a guy called Jeet Ravel. Does anyone here remember Jeet Ravel?
Yeah.
Jeet Ravel he averaged 20 something in Test cricket and had the highest drop rate in the world, and it was because he had incredibly soft hands, and so everything was at ankle high. But the problem with Jeet was he would just keep edging them, and so eventually you would take one. And I think Marnus was very similar when he had a lot of his drops as well. So you can drop. This is the point of, even when you look at control percentage, so Dean Elgar has one of the worst control percentages of a top order test player in the world. But Dean Elgar doesn't go out with a shit control percentage, right? Whereas James Vince only makes one mistake and goes out, and Dean Elgar makes 20 mistakes, but he's mitigating them with soft hands and opening the face.
Yeah.
So you can't just look at drops. It is a much more complicated system than that.
Yeah. Also, an element of pitch, Jarrod, isn't it? With playing in South Africa, maybe that suited Dean Elgar in some way, like the nudgy sort of batting that he used to have.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, I think the players who get dropped the most in the world are usually New Zealand openers. So there must be something to do with the fact that the ball's moving laterally and it's not carrying.
Yeah.
Whereas in Australia and South Africa, those edges are going to carry more, right? You have to be really soft with your hands there.
Yeah.
Sometimes a drop is not a
really
drop.
good shot that. He's placed it well.
Yeah, that was
Jurel.
asking
Also,
for it, though.
interestingly, Jurel isn't at number 3, guys. So we were talking about this in the first innings, right? Where we were thinking that Shimron Hetmyer perhaps makes more sense because in the World Cup he was bashing spin like anything. But I
Do
suppose
you really think
they are
RR
backing
will
Jurel now.
send? Do you really think RR is going to send Shimron Hetmyer at number 3?
But Hetmyer did well at 3 in the World Cup. No, they
He's
could
not batting
consider
3
it.
here.
But then they have depth, no? They have depth in their batting as far
That's
as
true.
who
Yeah,
can-
they had
who can-
Romario in
who
at
can
8 or
bat
9.
numbers. Yeah. So we
That's
can
true.
afford to have
Nice.
Also, like
Hetmyer
it
at
depends.
number
I'd
3.
also just make change it based on entry points. If both the openers go nuts and spin is on, send Shimron.
Yeah.
Also good here,
Exactly.
we've got another message from Deepak's second personal trainer. He says, being the youngest diver to be selected for international, couldn't go because under 14 players can't play at senior level. Guess they're protecting child abuse. Unfortunately, the child abuse also exists in junior sport. But yeah, I do understand that. I actually understand the age limit thing at a certain point. But it's hard to hold back certain players.
Robbie, hang on, sorry, Robbie. If you were in the RR camp now, and Suyavanshi comes to you and says, "All right, legend, how do I handle all this stuff?" Like he's gone from being the biggest fish in all the pools that he's been in to go and play in the IPL, and then he smokes his first ball for 6, and his third ball was it inside out over extra cover for 6, like just utterly ridiculous. Then all the hype. Then he has his 15th birthday and turns up to this IPL, and he says to you, Robbie, any advice? What are you saying to him?
I said, ride the wave. That's what I would say. Just ride the wave, but be aware of everything that's going on. Be observant of everything that's going on. Because at this point, things are working for him, so why fix something that's not broken? But also be aware of what people are trying to do, how people are trying to stop you as a batter. Even if you can't do anything about it, just be aware of it. That awareness, the observation of it is going to count for you as you grow as well. You have to understand he's still a kid, this thing that he likes to do. I was watching an interview of guys saying that, you know, he's a great kid, bats well, bats all along, but he can't stop himself from having an ice cream at the end of the night.
Yeah,
Right?
and
So
just
he's
take
still
a
a kid.
second.
Right? So that means you got to allow the child to be a child as well, right?
Look at Rob.
So you-
Rob is so confused by that. He's like, but I like ice cream at the end of every night.
You mean some people don't have ice cream at the end of every night? That was my confused face.
So I would allow him to be himself and just, you know, be observant of everything that's happening around him, and try and make sure that there were people around him that made sure that there weren't unnecessary distractions away from what he loves doing most, that is batting.
Nice. And would you
Jurel
say
is
that
looking
he doesn't
in
need
really good form.
technical help right now? He just needs to be told to go and do your thing. Doesn't need somebody telling
Yeah,
him
no,
to.
just go and do your thing. Like I said, if I'm trying to fix something here, I'm trying to fix something that's not broken, and I wouldn't do that. Because, like, I think if he can himself, because he's found a way, right, as a child to thrive at this level. So there's a unique way in which his mind works. So if you can you leverage that and get him to access that part of his brain through awareness and observation to figure out solutions for any mitigation plans that opponents have against him.
It's really good.
And
If he
then
was
what
English,
happens
they
is
would have switched out of him.
and then what happens is he will actually talk about this stuff, right? He'll actually bring it up in conversation. Because when he experiences lack of form or luck not going his way, then he'll be like, oh, okay, this is what's happening, this is what they're trying to do. If you're not proactive about it, then he'll be reactive about it, and then you can have conversations with him about, okay, what are the potential solutions for him at this point in time, and how does he move forward with it.
You know this is a good conversation because Rob didn't stop you to say how shit that fielding was.
I was just thinking the same thing.
Made me laugh.
The moment he lobbed in, you saw it.
There were two guys next to the boundary, and they still managed to allow a four. What the fuck are they doing?
Like, you have arms and legs, and all you have to do is sort of put them in the right. I mean, what is this?
It's just
Oh my god.
Come on.
who was it? It was
Oh,
Short.
wow.
No,
I mean,
to
to be
be
fair to
the ball right
Short-
onto his leg stump there.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Short gave that a good chance on the boundary, but
Yeah.
Robbie, what's a secondary sport that could aid a batter? Tennis, hockey?
Tennis, paddle for sure.
Fuck with the paddle.
No, I'm serious, paddle for sure, because it's
Paddle's
such a
awesome.
side-on game.
I've heard
you
hockey is
have
good.
to- You have hockey is good as well, but hockey is more front-on, right? So
No,
you
hockey
wanna play games
side-on.
that are
Hockey side on, yeah, when you're hitting it.
only when you're hitting it.
Yeah,
When you're
well,
dribbling
that's
and
the
all
that's
that.
the
So-
important
and
part for
It's
cricket.
the wrist thing as well, isn't it? Like all the reverse sweepers played a lot of hockey, right?
Hockey,
Yeah.
and what's
Phoebe
the other one they
Litchfield,
play in
Jimmy
Ireland?
Rodrigues.
Hurling.
Hurling is the other one, isn't
Have
it?
you ever watched hurling?
Yeah, it's
What
nuts.
hurling is amazing. Did you play all these sports
it?
alongside cricket, Robbie, or did you know that you were just going to be cricket?
I started off with tennis, and then I played hockey for school. Almost played hockey for sub-junior states, at the county levels, the state levels. And then I had to choose between hockey and cricket, so I chose cricket. And then
Good
now I
shout.
play paddle. Yeah,
Many people say he's the second best tennis player in his house.
yeah, I am. Maybe the third best after my son.
Is he good too?
He's all right. In the ball.
Robert says, come on, Jarrod, tell us where weaknesses are. I think what you'll see, I don't think this is the right pitch for it, but I think on pitches with pace and bounce, because he's just going to keep playing with that angled bat on the offside, you're going to see teams with a deep third, deep backward point, just going, eventually he's going to spoon one up in the air. And to be fair, today, he should have been caught from one of those on the offside. It's just that the fielder got wrong-footed a little bit and didn't get there. That's the most
Slip is a
obvious
waste
one
of
at the
time for
moment.
him, right?
Yeah, I wouldn't even worry about a slip. I would put the fielder
I'd
all the way
actually have
back.
mid-wicket on the line, like because you're wasting a fielder.
Yeah.
Like having him between mid-wicket and square leg, because he's only looking to hit the ball in front. He's not looking to hit the ball behind, right? So the only place he's looking to hit the ball behind is outside the off stump, because he knows he's got access to. He has to hit it right off deep backward point or left of deep backward point. His intention is to hit left of deep backward point.
Yeah.
But if he hits it a tad bit late, it goes over third man. So
you want a
generally there's
catching
deep square
third.
leg and a deep backward point, right? I would just have a third man and a backward point and
Yeah.
a square leg and mid wicket.
And then have two catches. You have a catching gully and you have a catching point. But not when I say catches, they'll probably be back on the edge of the rope. But you have them there specifically. So you have four men behind point or from point backwards there. And then you're bowling across him and hoping that he either slashes at one of them or he hits it straight up in the air. I think that was the thing I saw work the best last year. I haven't done much research on him since. So it'd be interesting to see if he's updated it since then. But that was the way I looked at it last year. And it's hard to go in with that kind of field because it's not a natural thing for teams to do. But I think we've seen with Abhishek and with Travis Head that if you're an extreme batter, you need an extreme field. Having a normal field doesn't actually make sense for these guys anymore. Samit says, with current unavailable, should RR go full chaos? Jaiswal, Suryavanshi, Luhan, top three. Luhan has to play. I'm very annoyed that he's not playing
I
here.
think they open with Suryavanshi and Luhan and get Jaiswal to bat somewhere else.
Ooh.
I want chaos.
Are you
I want
saying
no
that
chaos.
Jaiswal's now too boring to bat at the top?
Yeah, he's 24 or 25. I'm
Varun,
bored.
man,
End this game soon.
God forbid if you were a part of a team as an analyst, dude, players would have murdered you.
Robbie, let's take over a team
One
just so
inning.
that we can bring Varun in to the change room.
I'd bring Varun in for motivational talks.
Well,
Yeah.
you know
In
that
Test cricket, it will just be everyone needs to have a strike rate of 45. In T20, everyone needs to have a strike rate of 245. That's all I'm going to be saying.
But the good news is that we've already got a fielding coach in Rob Barron, so we've got so much of a setup here.
Yes, that's very true. No, but like the other thing is, I mean this like non-jokingly. I want Jaiswal to bat at 3 or 4 because so that
No.
no. Listen, listen. No, because there's so much competition opening the batting that if he's at number 4, it makes his chances of getting an Indian team better.
You have to understand that Jaiswal is a 100 maker, right? He's a guy who likes to score hundreds. He won't be able to score 100.
I don't care
number
about that in
4.
T20 cricket.
He cares about that, unfortunately. It's in his career, so he takes a call on
That's
that.
sad.
He's
Oh,
such a
his
good
anchor-
player in
anchor riders
spin,
gets
though.
the
I
best
kind of
of
get the
everyone.
middle overs
He
thing
is.
for him.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, he
Anchor
does
riders
sort
the
of.
best of all
The
batters.
only reason someone like a Jaiswal is even in the mix is because he's an opening batter. If he was a middle order batter, he wouldn't find himself in the mix.
I don't know. I'm
but how do you
interested
know
in him
that?
as a T20 number 4.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
Well, ahead of-
how
ahead
is he
of
going to
Tillak?
get into the team if he's an opener?
No,
right
no,
now,
I'm not
right?
saying now
Because
ahead
you
of
have-
Tilak. I'm just saying at the moment, we've seen him in T20 cricket. He's kind of caught between attacking and slogging at times, right? He hasn't quite found his tempo 100% in T20 cricket. And I think he's at his absolute best against spin. So I can see how you could move him down. I don't think he'll ever want to move down because I think he feels like a
No,
natural
I don't
opener.
think you're wrong, by the way.
Yeah.
Varun,
Yeah.
I don't think you're wrong, by the way. I just think it won't happen.
Can we
Like,
clip that?
think
No, I know it
it's-
won't happen.
That might have been
Oh, I
the first time
definitely
we've
know
heard
it
that.
won't
I actually think it won't happen because if he's looking at his career as an opening batter and he's opened his whole life, there's no way he's slipping him down
Yeah, but
himself down
like
to number
my
4.
if
just
like
for
if
an
he asks, I
opportunity.
think either of us, my logic is simple, right? There's so much competition for opening. Number 4 is much less competitive if you look at it. If you can be a good number 4, as risky as it is, it might be worth it pivoting to that. And it also looks selfless. If I was a PR campaign, I'd just be like, he's so selfless for the team that he's moved to number 4 for the betterment of the team.
Or the
Works
KL
both
Rahul
ways.
narrative.
How
Exactly.
does he become
Roach Sharma.
better than Shreyas Iyer at hitting spin? How does he become better than him? Because he didn't even get in the team.
No, Shreyas is what, like striking at 154 versus spin.
Yeah.
Gill's doing better
Yeah,
than
150
that, right?
is-
Sai Sudarshan is doing better than that.
So he's
I
got
feel
I
like
think
with
Sky was
Shreyas-
close to that in the IPL.
Yeah, with Shreyas, there's this perception because he's great at ODI cricket at bashing spin. He's very good at playing T20 spin as well, but he doesn't bash T20 spin, I think.
Yeah,
And
comparatively.
he's not like a Dubey at his best, right? Like Dubey can just keep hitting sixes all the time.
Yeah, so Shreyas's
Not today.
revolution has more pace bashing. Not today.
Not today. Yeah.
What
Yeah,
did you
so
guys
Shreyas
say
is-
about Dubey's innings today? Because I liked the I'm going to counter attack as the plan, but
Yeah.
that ball wasn't there for that shot, was it? It was too wide.
No, it was. I think he just messed up
Full
the
and
execution.
yeah, outside.
I was
off.
It
okay
was
with
full
that
and
ball.
filth. It was full filth. He should have
Yeah.
hit it for 6. I think he
Fair
It
missed
was a half volley
No, he
wide.
like guys, he's not going to hit that for 6 because that was bowled quick. It was pitched up slightly ahead of length. So I would say just ahead a good length. But
So that is slot,
it was
isn't
bowled
it?
so quick. No, but it was bowled so quick by Jadoo that he couldn't get under the ball. That shot wasn't
That's
a
fair.
lack of timing or power. It was a lack of elevation that got him out.
I don't know
Robbie,
if it
would
was
you
as full
say
as you're
that's
remembering.
intent or
Yeah, I think it was a little bit
is
shorter.
that more
of that.
intent or execution?
I would say it was not intent and not even execution. I think is error in judgment of can you hit that ball over long off, right? Or do you need to hit that ball over long off at that point in time? Because
I think they should hit every ball over long off.
Fair.
They should be over quick.
Shayan, can you drop off? Because I think Deepak might need you for the other show.
The Hindi
There's a
one.
long way to go. I'm going to drop off now anyway because I need to go prepare for the
Yeah,
next
but
meeting.
you're not doing the Hindi show, so you could stay here
think I'm
until
good.
you're completely bored out of your mind. Who's doing the podcast today?
Me, I
I
think.
think it's you and Rob, isn't it?
Imagine if we knew this before.
Says you and Rob, Jared.
Oh, Rian Parag.
I may not be able to do it now. Can you?
Oh,
Varun, can you step in for it? Is
This
that
guy,
okay?
man.
Yeah,
even
yeah,
this
that's
guy
fine.
is such
I can do
such
it.
an unbelievable talent, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think he's one of the best pace hitters in India.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, he's so good at it, and he's gotten a lot better versus spin as well,
Very
which is
strong
always a good
base
sign.
too, I think.
Yeah.
He slapped that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if we played cricket like this growing up, we'd be asked to leave the academy and not come back.
Catch. Actual
50
catch.
50. 50-50. He's not claiming. He's doubtful.
Oh, it's not out. It's not.
He's
I've
doubtful,
just
is
seen
it?
it again on one of the other monitors. That's never out. Get on with the game.
You have a feed faster than this as well. The fuck you on, bro?
From the minute I
Hey.
told, from the minute I
He's
told
got-
Robbie
he's
that
got-
there's a super fast feed, he's been obsessed with it.
There's,
got-
so
he's got the
the
cracked
super
feed.
fast feed, right? The super fast feed has a scout on it, and the scout types what happens before the pictures. For the IPL this year, which doesn't normally happen, me and Jarrod used to pretend that we knew the future all the time because no one else knew that existed. so it'd say 6 on the thing, and we go, "I think there's going to be a 6 soon." And then they hit him. Then they hit him, and we're
You
like,
don't have that
"We
feed
told
yet?
you." And
Or do you have that feed yet?
He has that feed.
yeah, so that feed now, right? I'll load it up and tell you everything that's about to happen if you want. But
Give us an
that
example.
feed, the scout, the person in the ground is way ahead of the fast feed this year, and that wasn't the case last year.
No, last year was it was really close, wasn't it? It would flash up and you'd just see it. But it was hilarious, Robbie, when we were commentating with other people.
Yeah, I know
and
you
me
told
and
me
Rob
about
were just geniuses. And they're like, I remember I was like, how do they know? I actually had a guy contact me once and say, oh, this guy, I was with this guy and he told me that the whole game was scripted, every single ball. And he told me like 10 seconds ahead of time what was happening. And I was like, dude, he had a fast feed. That's all that happened. How could you script every ball of a cricket game, you nutcase?
Single. So we know that that's a
need
single
20
way
to
before
really
the ball
good
is
actors.
bowled. Way before.
What's that?
And so our traders have or a lot of professional bettors might have somebody in their ear telling them. But the scout thing on the mega fast feed is ahead of it. So this is a dot, the next one that Jaiswal faces. And that's hours before we see it on the screen. It's nearly bowled in that.
Wow.
Apparently, Naseem was fined $70,000.
For doing what?
What for? For some tweet? Or
So the
something?
Mariam Nawaz tweet, apparently, no idea what that is.
Yeah.
It was the political tweet, wasn't it? Not that it was political,
Oh.
but yeah. Yeah. Apparently,
just a fast
everyone who
bowler
plays
being a
cricket
fast
for
bowler.
Pakistan is going to end up in debt.
Clearly.
They're actually going to be worse off for playing cricket for Pakistan by the end of this, right? They're going to find a way to like just chip away at their thing where it's just like, in future, you will have to pay to play for Pakistan.
Another drop, by
Rob.
the way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rob,
That's
when
what I mean.
Rob went quiet, you know, right?
Oh my god.
Matt Henry, come on, man.
Do you think he would have caught that if he didn't have a stupid mustache on?
Yeah, well, he must have stupid shoes on because that catch is all about what you do with your legs. He just had to run towards the ball and he
I mean,
forgot that.
didn't Jarrod have a mustache face at one point?
Yeah.
I had
Did
a much
ya?
stupider one.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah.
really grow one, mate. It just I don't get facial hair. All my hair is on my head, and it won't go to anywhere else on my body. Actually, that's not true. I've got the sort of Ricky Ponting,
Toes.
Glenn Maxwell hairy arm thing as well.
What a ridiculous shot that is. But I just love to know how that would feel to be able to do that to a cricket ball. Like, that's nuts.
Ooh. Yeah.
Robbie, how does it feel to be able to do that to a cricket ball?
Stunning.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that to Anil Kumble in the nets once?
Yeah, I did. And got taken to the cleaners by him after that. He's a sweetheart. I love the man. He's actually very funny. He's got an insane sense of humor.
No, well, like,
He-
was he like he was a quick spinner for his at any era, I guess. Like he was quite good in
Yeah.
T20 cricket, right? Because almost like Rashid Khan before Rashid Khan, wasn't he?
He
Yeah,
also
exactly.
he
Yeah.
really improved his wronging when it came to T20 cricket. Like he worked out early on that was the key thing. I remember being shocked at how much more he bowled it than he did in one day or Test cricket.
So
And at that stage, it was
what he did is
before we knew about it.
he had two. Oh, that's a great shot.
Oh,
He had
that's a good
two
shot. Finally.
slower balls. Sorry, googlies.
Yeah.
So one where he bowled from the back of the hand. The other one he used just two fingers.
The finger
and he really
wrong end.
slowed the ball down. The finger wrong.
You know
end
how
was
much I
really,
love the
really
finger
cool.
wronging? It's the best thing in the world. If I had another child, I'd name it finger wronging. But I just don't know how my wife would go for it.
It may
On
get
that
you into
note-
trouble, that name, Jarrod.
Peace out, guys.
See you, Robbie.
See you guys. Bye, lads.
This is a good one for you, Rob. Why do bowlers celebrate with the chainsaw when you have to chase 32 off 68 or something and have 8 wickets in the bag? I do like a really big celebration in a game you absolutely positively cannot win.
Yeah, there's a brilliant Imran Tahir one where they need. I think they're
Yeah.
none down. They need 4 off 82 balls or something. They're 1,000,000,000 to win the game, and he gets somebody caught long on who's slogging, and then he goes off on like a 400-meter lap of the ground with his arms out, like like it just looked like
CSK
it-
have a lot of work to do. They have to
Age
go back to the
45.
drawing board and figure out what that bowling attack.
Robbie, you're still on camera.
I don't
Does he
think
know
can
he's
hear
on the
us.
feed?
CSK
No.
has a
No,
lot of
I
work
think he took
to
his
do.
headphones
Go
off.
back to the drawing board
Jesus.
and have a look at what the batting
Let's
attack is
kick
gonna
him from the
look
studio,
like.
guys.
They've got to define roles to them.
He
Can
could
we
be
take him
saying
off the
anything. He's
screen?
like, why are they making me work with these fucking idiots? Is what he's saying there.
Imagine.
Oh my god. That I'm glad the message was just CSK is shit. Could you imagine if it was here's my bank details or yes, I do need that guy killed.
Yeah,
I
know
think I
we're
was telling
talking about-
Shayan, Jared. I think he thinks of me the same way we think of Kartikeya.
Yeah, definitely.
No, it is funny. Like for those who don't know, we have a group chat obviously with a bunch of us in it, and in that chat, Robbie doesn't say much in that chat until Varun has annoyed him, and then suddenly Robbie comes out of nowhere, and like there's long periods of time where I was like, I don't even think Robbie uses this chat, and then suddenly Varun will just state a very Varun opinion, and suddenly Robbie just turns up to be like, why would you say that?
Why did you go from being like this gun T20 batter to an anchor?
I was like, what? No, I believe my exact words. How do you go from a transformative batter to a mid anchor?
Someone just put this in the chat, which is quite good. Did he actually say they were shit? I didn't even pick that up.
We can clip something. Why, when you're chasing 130 and net run rate is a thing, why is Jaiswal run a ball here?
Yeah, I think it's an interesting one, isn't it? I don't think he was seeing the ball particularly well early on.
Yeah.
And now maybe he's just getting some time in the middle. Is that fair?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
probably.
Maybe for your season, Jaiswal having time in the middle and feeling better about himself is better.
That's
than
what I
when
mean.
no
I think
early or
I think there are
okay.
sometimes, if it was
Fair
a
enough.
player who doesn't have a top gear, I would probably be thinking along your lines, Rob. But I think if it's a player like him who could be transformative later on, I'm okay with that if it happens.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like they chased it at like
Yeah,
10 and a
don't-
half without
Yeah, I
Jaiswal
don't
going
think
nuts. That's crazy.
It was a lack of trying. I just don't think he just got it spot on for him. He
Yeah,
just
not
couldn't
his
find the
day, I
gaps,
would
so,
say.
Yeah.
What are we reviewing here? A wide? Because everyone needs a bit more time in the game, don't they? The results in question. This is one of my biggest problems with the IPL. Like, know how to finish a game when it's dead. Like, just get on with it. No one cares whether this is wide or not.
And I feel like we could have gotten more clickbait stuff out of Robbie.
We should have just kept him on and seen what he said.
Yeah.
No, we'd never do
No,
that.
not just that. No, I mean ask clickbaity questions. Like, it's like, why do you think you weren't in the Indian team for so long?
I
as a
mean,
wicketkeeper?
yesterday he talked about penis and testicles. We had one section where I talked about eating Adolf Hitler's dog. We
Yes.
had
I couldn't get him to answer that question though. The question I asked yesterday, Varun, was
Okay.
if you had to eat a dog, what type of dog would you eat? And Jarrod's straight in with Hitler's dog. And you named him as well, didn't you? Hitler's dog. Blondie.
Yeah.
Strong.
Yeah, so
I had to
what
eat
do you
it
call
all.
it? Like, I'm a vegetarian, so I just want the tiniest dog possible. What's that, a Chihuahua?
Chihuahua.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
isn't there something smaller than a Chihuahua? Isn't there like a... Isn't there
Or
another
like the
dog that's
sausage
even smaller?
dogs. The
Sausage dogs aren't small. They're actually... Well, I mean,
Oh.
there's not a lot of them, but they're
Chat,
long.
what's the smallest dog breed around? Like, oh,
gotta
Rob, when
be
you
a
say eat
Chihuahua.
a dog, do you mean like the whole dog or just like a leg?
No, yeah, I've got to
I
eat the whole
thought-
dog.
Whole dog, okay.
No, no one's
Oh.
eating a whole dog.
Yeah, then the
Chihuahua.
tiniest dog. Yeah, I'll take the
I
tiniest
just thought you would have a meal of dog. Like, 250 grams of dog.
No, you got to eat the whole bloody dog. What's the point of eating a dog if you're not going to eat the whole dog?
That is a valid point. I mean, to be fair, all animal meat is
Is
the
it
same to me,
Korea
because I
where
don't
they
eat
eat
anything.
dogs? Is it
Yeah,
Korea that has
so-
that as a delicacy?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm always.
I think so. I
walking
think
a
there's
bit too
parts
close
of
to
East
the
Asia that
line,
have it.
but-
I don't know if that's offensive or
Yeah.
not, because I feel like I saw a TV show.
Someone
Like a
said
YouTube video on
Vignesh
it.
in the chat has said Vietnam as well, but
Wait. So answering Blue Eagle's question, I was like, why the hell is Sanjay playing 3 dot balls after India had a great power play? Robbie just got really annoyed at that.
I do remember once I was doing commentary for TalkSport. This was like early on in my career as well, and I was doing it with Derek Pringle, and I was commentating, and I said, batters have got a bit stuck here, and he went, Jarrod, the bowlers are allowed to be good too, and I went, yeah, but they got to smash sixes, mate. So you're
How's
right.
this game not
but-
done yet?
I don't know.
Matt Short is bowling. Please finish this.
Why the respect to that ball?
Unbelievable.
Just whack it into the crowd.
I think they won, right? Oh, thank God for that. Okay.
This is proper.
Okay.
Rob will know what I'm talking about here. Using Matt Short for this over is proper old school use of an overseas pro. So in the old days, Shayan and Varun, what would happen is you'd be the overseas pro, and like you were expected to lose the game, right? Because you're getting paid, so you don't want your local star amateur player to lose the game. So like your overseas pro might have like 7 for 50, but the rest of the team's been smashed everywhere, and you're going to lose the game. And so bring the overseas pro back on to bowl the last ball, and so that it's him that goes for the losing runs. It's his figure. Do you know what I mean? Like, as in he doesn't
makes
matter.
sense.
It's hilarious the way that England would do that. I am going to head off. So why don't we shut down this thing? Varun, are you okay to host Rob for 15 minutes on
Yeah,
the
that
podcast?
sounds good.
I wasn't expecting the game to finish at this time, so I had everything scheduled for the after play thing. Any last thoughts on the live, guys? Shayan, you've been quiet.
Great vibes.
It's
Terrible
been 3
game.
hours, guys.
Yeah.
I think the
Feel like I've
quality of
chatted
our
enough.
watch-alongs has been a lot higher than the quality of the games.
Yeah, that's not a high
Yeah,
bar,
I
though,
suppose
Jarrod.
so.
Yeah, I'm not saying we'll keep that up for the whole season, guys. I'm just saying so far we've done that. Varun and Rob will be on a, what do you call these things? Podcast in a minute. And we'll have another watch along again tomorrow. There'll be another link coming up as well. So please do that. But thank you to everyone for joining. Please subscribe on the Combox YouTube channel, but also combox.tv. You can find us there, and you can find us tomorrow, and you can find us everywhere. Goodbye. Combox. The game lives on.